Welcome everyone in. It is a Sunday night here for the McCullough Motorsports Little Dog Big Dog Series Championship. Tonight we will crown a championship team as there are 9 teams vying for $1,000 here tonight is the top prize. The second place team will bring in $750. The third place team $575, and the first team outside the money spots here tonight will race for $200. We also have race payouts. It'll be $90 the first, $70 the second, $60 the third, $55 the fourth, and $50 the fifth. There's 9 teams remaining here in the McCullough Motorsports Series, and it'll be team number 1 of Matt Lee, Tucker McClendon, and Danny Barnes. Team number 3, Josh McCullough, Joe Horda, and Joseph Allen. Team number 4, Kenny McCullough, Ron Morris Jr., and J.R. Miller. Team number 5, Logan York, Landon Velicky, and Mark Math. You'll see them up here on the left side of your screen right now. 6th team locked themselves in was Cody Nichols, Tyler Vickery, and Zachary Range. Team number 7 of Devin Ray, Chase Mistretta, and Joey Galati. Team number 9, Ethan Eckert, David Sheets, and Richard Elliott. They were the last team last week to lock themselves in for this championship race here tonight. The 10th team, Garrett Maines, Mark Vondell, and Justin Mills. And the 11th and final team locked in is Jeff Merck, Austin Green, was able to get his power back today. He'll be racing in tonight's field, and Chris Carter. So those are the 9 teams that locked themselves in. We started with 11, and they will be going for a grand prize of $1,000 here tonight on the PGR eSports Network. I will be your host, Michael Triscaro, and I am joined in the booth tonight by Matthew Baker. Matthew is here with us tonight for the first time this season. What are you looking for tonight here at Talladega as we go 125 laps in the Xfinity Series car?
Yeah, it's gonna be a long race, so it's just minding your p's and q's early, and getting hooked up with your teammates. See if you can hit some good green flag stops. 80% fuel tonight, so gonna be a little more stops than we anticipated than a full fuel load. So looking for that fuel window around lap 30, 31, 30, maybe even shorter to try and off cycle here. I think it's gonna come down to pit stops, just like the little guys series championship has always come down to who has the best pit stops. I think the same thing's gonna happen here with the big dog series here. And I'm looking for that pole sitter Garrett Maines to bring home a championship for his team and Mark Vondell to run well.
Well, absolutely. Here's the race info. You got a 125 laps, 80% fuel here tonight, 1 fast repair, so you will get a redo if in case something happens here early in this race. We'll go 3 green-white checkers if we need them. Ambient temperature here today at Talladega, 77 degrees and cloudy, and a very low wind here. So the track temp about 110 degrees as we get ready to go green here at Talladega Superspeedway. We'll bring you down here to the grid and get your starting lineup for the night. As we bring up that tower here, it looks like Garrett Maines will be on that pole here tonight with Austin Green to his outside, and we'll get these cars here lined up shortly and bring you the entire field here tonight. And looking forward to calling this as the final race here of the Season 3 of the McCullough Motorsports Little Dog Big Dog Series. And got a chance to drive in this series, I believe in Season 1. I had a chance for the championship on the last lap, and of course we were wrecked from that position, but nonetheless a really fun series. Different series here than a lot of the other ones is, these teams aren't the usual teams. They are made up of randomly drawn teams, so pretty cool there. You get a lot of guys that don't normally run together out there running, so pretty fun times here as we will, like I said, bring you down here to the grid in just 1 second. And the cars are now lining up to grid here tonight. And there you see the starting positions as your pole sitter Garrett Maines will start first. Austin Green, he will start in second here tonight. Logan York will be on the inside of the second row, and Richard Elliott, he'll start fourth here tonight. Landon Velicki, he will start in the fifth position, and Devin Ray will start in the third row on the outside in the sixth position here tonight. Christopher Carter will start number 7 spot tonight, and Kenny McCullough Jr., he is the series owner. He will start in the 8th position. Mark Von Dell, he will be racing with Garrett Maines here tonight, will start in the 9th position. And rounding out your top 10 will be Ron Morris Jr.
11th, you got Mark Math. Danny Barnes in 12th for Hyper Motorsports. Matthew Lee, 13th. Looks like he thought it was a 2-lap, but it was actually a 1-lap. Mark did the same thing for MPG Motorsports in 14th. Ethan Eckert, I don't know if he's actually going to race. Let's see if he hops in. He doesn't. Joshua McCullough going to start in 15th. Tyler Vickery, 16th. Christopher Carter, 17th. And Chase Mistretta rounding out your 18-car field.
So an 18-car field here tonight, a little bit smaller than we thought it was going to be, but a lot of guys unfortunately caught up in some hurricanes here in the last couple weeks. Still without power, John Ward, I know Trevin Ashfordnoth as well. Austin Green had just got it back, so we're definitely missing some guys out there here tonight that probably would have been in this race here, but we are going to go green here shortly. Garrett Maines, he is the pole sitter as we get ready to go 125 laps here tonight. Trev is actually in the chat here tonight as he's getting pumped up to watch some of his teammates go here, and can't wait to have him back on the track here shortly. Team member of the Jack Shack, and those guys always having a lot of fun as that 12 car, you see him start following that pace car here on the out lap here tonight. And when we do get around to the Geico restart zone, we will go green for the first time tonight.
Yes, just like I said before, going to be a long race. I'm looking for teamwork early, try and get everyone to fill each other out. We all race together. All of these guys here, all 18 of us, race probably week in, week out against each other. Some of the best guys in the field, some of the cleanest drivers in this lobby, for sure. Austin Green, one of them. Logan York has really turned a different corner, and he's been a very clean driver the past couple of weeks. You got Velke back there for Nightmare Esports. Teammate Cody Naglis couldn't make it out. Teammate for Nightmare Esports, not teammate in the series, but teams that I'm looking for here that are going to be contending for the win. I mean, Logan York and Landon Velke. That's a good 1-2 punch. And they got Mark Math as well. If Mark Math can keep the car under him for 125 laps, they get a shot to win the championship here, or a real good shot. For the race win, I'm choosing probably Garrett. If he gets the right help behind him on the bumper, he's really good at managing the lines. But maybe we'll get a dark horse win. Maybe we'll get the series owner to get a dub. He does well in these MMS races. He doesn't have as much luck in PGR or RMR, but when he runs his own races, he seems to really come out on top and prove that he belongs up here with the big dogs. Austin Green, another car I'll be looking for the whole time to be up front here in a new paint scheme, the GoPro 87 Toyota. I think he just chose the wrong manufacturer, but it still looks good.
Well, you heard it there as the pace car is going to peel off onto pit lane. It's the 12 and the 87 here on the front row at Talladega Superspeedway, as all these engines will come to song right here in the Geico restart zone. This will be your first restart of the night as we go 125 laps to crown a champion as green flag is out here at Talladega. Garrett Maines will lead lap number 1 here tonight, inching just ahead of it looks to be Logan York here. We are 2 by 2 all the way through the field here tonight. Here comes that 62 machine of Landon Velicky. So, man, I'll tell you what, there's some really good drivers, some guys that have been newer to the scene, Landon being one of them in the last couple months. And, you know, Garrett might be the favorite here tonight, but, you know, this is a team aspect-oriented race. And I'll tell you what, Jeff Merck, Austin Green, that team's going to have a really good shot at it here tonight as Austin settles back in after kind of not being around for a little bit, but good to see him out there. He's usually up here in the broadcast booth for PGR eSports, but tonight he'll be behind that Xfinity Series car. You see him there in that middle lane pushing the 09 of Logan York.
Yeah, looking for full teams that are out here tonight. It looks like we only have one full team, and that would be Logan, Landon, and Mark Math being the only one with a full team. Joshua McCullough looks like he only has himself there. But we got Devin Rain, Chase Mastretta together. Joey Galati will not be there. Matt Lee is out here. No Tucker McClendon, but Danny Barnes is his teammate. So just one full field. Actually, no, Jeff Merck, Austin Green, and Chris Carter. So we have 2 full teams, and those are the 2 teams I said to look out for, with those 2 top names from both of them, Logan York and Landon Velicky, and then Jeff Merck and Austin Green. So we'll be looking for them all night. You see Matt Lee towards the back of the field. He's just pacing early. So is Joshua McCullough, as is Mark Math, Mark Fondell, all on the bottom line, just giving each other space. But Logan York, where he likes to be out front, in a small field, he likes to be out there controlling the lines. Doesn't have to worry about the big teams being up front controlling the lines, so he can be out there, control his own destiny as he goes to the top lane. With Austin Green checking up, giving a good push on the back bumper, but Landon Velicky giving a great shove to Garrett Maines there, 2 by 2 here on the bottom.
Yeah, 2 by 2. I believe Logan York was actually the Season 1 champion, if I remember correctly. Richard Elliott on the last lap was, I believe, your leader at the white flag, and he was wrecked there. I think Logan York was kind of part of that mix-up, but he was able to get through unscathed and eventually take that Season 1 championship here for the Little Dog, Big Dog series. So, you know, yeah, you got to decide what you're going to do here early. Are you going to get up to the front, lead laps, or do what Matt Lee's doing right now and kind of sit in the back? We do have a smaller field here tonight, and there's more times than not when we have a field this small, you know, you could get a lot of green flag racing in. I know it's 80% fuel, but with 125 laps, you never know. This could go green for quite some time. So you want to hang in the back, but you also have to stay in the draft. That's going to be key here tonight, and we'll see if Matt Lee is going to, you know, kind of just try to keep that car clean here in the early going and see where that will take him. But right now, it's all Logan York here early.
Yeah, all Logan York early. Garrett Maines is going to be fine, just pushing and managing. Oh, Logan York way out of shape there through the tri-oval. Landon Velicky knows it's a long race, doesn't want to split him out. Sorry, not Landon Velicky. Austin Green doesn't want to split him out early. You see 3 wide further back. Jeff Merck, he always is 3 wide. Doesn't matter where he's at in the field. He wants to get up front, especially with the poor qualifying effort, thinking it was 2 laps, but he's got a cool paint scheme for sure right there, but it's really breaking up that top line. You can see Richard Elliott has a huge gap behind him to Kenneth McCullough, who will catch up in time. Richard Elliott not looking 3 wide, so Merck may fall back in line here, and we're back to 2 by 2.
An awesome paint scheme right there is the PGR 500 logo on the front. He's got some blue and gray camo on that 60 Chevrolet. It's Jeff Merck right there in the middle lane getting pushed by PGR's Tyler Vickery. So good to see Tyler out here on the track in the 124 machine pushing Jeff Merck here. You got the 59 of Mark Fondell as well, and like you said, here goes Jeff Merck 3. Will he have any takers here with him early? Look for maybe Tyler to go with him as he's going to peek on out here with Merck right now, and we'll see if those two can kind of make a run to the front as we are now 3 wide, and they got some help behind them as well.
Behind them, trying to get a push. Tyler Vickery, Joshua McCullough going to try and get Merck up there, start to contend, see what the cars can do in this weather. You know, everyone says mind it early and, you know, don't take it 3 wide so early, but you got to see what these cars are going to do 3 wide. You're going to see where the temps are with the weather. We got a static weather at 1:30 in the afternoon. Looks like a track temp of 111. cloudy at 77, so I think the track's pretty cool. Sorry, ambient temperature is pretty cool. The track's a little hot, but it's not too bad. So I think that third lane's going to work. If Vickery can manage his temps here, see what he can get going. Austin Green, he's going to step upstairs. That's his teammate, Jeff Merck, giving him a push behind with Vickery on his back bumper. McCullough sees that. He's going to drop out. We're 3 wide for the second row. Make it for the lead. Bottom getting a big push here. Chris Carter to Landon Veliky.
Yeah, huge push right there. The third lane is working here early. Austin Green's connected with his teammate, the 60 of Jeff Merck, and we are 3 wide now, about 2 or 3 rows deep. Vickery's got a choice to make. He's going to go to the middle. Little bobble for him right there. Richard Elliott now, here he comes in that 00 machine as he's going to tuck up right behind the 25 of Chris Carter. So a lot of guys here on the bottom, and now you got 2 in the middle and 2 on the top, and looks like right now Austin Green, Jeff Merck being able to make that top lane work, and we'll see if they can get some side draft off Garrett Maines here and Logan York and try to make their way up in front and clear of this field. They might need a little bit more help to do so, as Vickery's going to drop all the way to the bottom here and stick behind Richard Elliott. Devin Ray now in the picture, and he is currently running, I believe, in the 9th position. So Devin Ray in the 9th position, and Kenny McCullough Jr., he's going to round out your top 10 right now. And a blink there for Logan York, man, scary moment there, right there for Logan, and I believe Austin Green was right behind them. So kept it together there as they will stay green here right now. We will complete lap number 9.
Yeah, scary moment there, but they all kept it together. They all kept it nice and fresh, so you see them still minding their P's and Q's early, trying to get through this 125 laps as fast as they can on a Sunday night. I know a lot of people got work tomorrow, or some people may have school like Austin Green will, but everyone just trying to get their space early. You got 2x2, 4 rows deep here with, I would say, probably the most aggressive 8 that you're going to see, besides probably Richard Elliott. I wouldn't consider him too aggressive. He's very conservative, runs really well, doesn't make many mistakes, just gets caught up in a lot of other people's mistakes. But you see Mark Math going out towards that top lane, going to try and fall in line here with Matt Lee and try and save some fuel here. But still, 2x2 up front. Logan York is a good push to Garrett Maines.
That he is, and here's Landon Veliky right now, goes to the race lead. You see his onboard camera here tonight as he is in that 62 machine. Normally a Nightmare eSports driver, but like we show, we'll bring it up for everybody actually to see here on the screen. And this is your championship, I would say 9. Championship 9. All 9 of these teams on the left hand side of your screen will all be going for the $1,000 here tonight. The top 3 teams will all make money, and the first team outside the money as well. So 4 payout positions for teams is along with all the race payouts here tonight. So at least 2 or almost $3,000 worth of prizes here tonight. So a lot of money in this race as Jeff. Yep, that Landon Veliky, he's going to lead that lap as well, and you see him there in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen from Lake Martin, Alabama. So Landon Veliky now side by side with Christopher Carter here for the race lead.
Still really good racing going on. Everyone's making a couple minor mistakes early, but all in all, not too bad. You see the top lane starting to roll. Chris Carter. Oh, Logan York, huge move to the bottom, just as I was saying. Everyone was calming down, and you see a lot of people searching for the bottom. I don't think anyone's really waiting for pit stops here, but if I'm Logan York or, Landon Veliky, you're going to go upstairs, back to 2x2, 4 rows deep. But if I'm any of these cars in this field, I'm getting to the bottom lane, I'm riding. I'm getting on my phone, I'm texting a little bit, trying to pass the time till we get to some of these green flag pit stops. Because, there's nothing really to gain right now. There's no stage points, there's no most laps led, no bonuses to anything, so it's just a long race that you got to really settle in and find your comfortable spot on the car.
Absolutely, and you mentioned a long race, and we're going to bring Kenny Reel. He is your race control here tonight into the booth and see if we can get a quick word with Kenny Reel here tonight. Kenny, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, man. Well, you're the head of the show here tonight. Race control up there in the tower. What are you looking out for here for tonight with these drivers? And do you think they're going to get aggressive? Probably, obviously, a little bit later here in this race, but hopefully, I'm assuming you're going to want this to stay as clean and green as it possibly can, so you do not have to interfere with this one.
Yeah, I expect it to probably go green probably till the end. They're not going to be aggressive probably till 75% of the race is over with, and just save fuel, do strategy, and really try to work with their teammates, probably see if they can get a gap after pit stops, and then after towards the end it's going to get really aggressive.
Oh, absolutely, and we have seen a lot of feedback lately from a lot of drivers about race control and calls made, and talk to us about that a little bit. You have not too long when a wreck happens to kind of review it before these guys go back green. You're also reviewing, pit road stuff, when they come down to pit road and when they leave, you're clearing black flags and all that. You don't have much time to make calls sometimes, and what's your vantage point there of making a call, whether it's a racing incident or an EOL? What are you looking for, to really penalize somebody and put them at the end of the line?
Really going in the car, seeing the driver's hands, seeing what they're doing on the track, whether they're floating up, just lines on the track, see where their tires are. There's a lot that goes into it that a lot of drivers that have never done it don't understand. So a lot of people disagree with the call, but we don't have much time to really get it done and react. So try to just look at the most obvious things on the track and really make a decision off that.
Well, absolutely. Hopefully you don't have to make too many calls here tonight, ones that matter, I know, but you're doing a great job. Hang in there. It's a long race here tonight. Maybe we'll get you back up here a little bit later. Till then, enjoy the race here.
Yep, appreciate you guys.
That's your race control for the night. That's Kenny Really's going to be way up in the tower here at Talladega Superspeedway and watching all these drivers out on the track, and he's going to police them around here tonight, and hopefully we won't need him much. Garrett Maines right now is going to lead the race here with Landon Belke to his inside. And so far, Baker, pretty calm here out on the track as we're at lap 16 of 125.
Yeah, really calm like we talked about. And we just hope to see this all the way through, honestly, to just solidify a good series and a good finish. You just want to see it clean all the way through. And that's what we're looking for here tonight. I think about what I would do as a driver. I talked about getting to the bottom lane. I like to be out front. I like to control the lanes. But once I start to get, within 10 or 15 laps of the pit cycle, I'm not one to go back to the top or go back 3 wide. I trust myself getting on the pit road that I can get around a couple cars, make up that track position that I may lose on the bottom. So I think you're seeing the different strategies. Now you see Josh giving a push to his dad, Kenny on the high side in that good-looking Goodrich number 3 McClellan Motorsports Chevrolet. Looks great. Mark Math getting up there in the mix, trying to see what his car's capable of tonight. Kenny McCullough, Josh McCullough, and Chris McCullough all lined up there on the top. They may not be teammates tonight, but they are always teammates, being related to each other, so they'll help each other out no matter what, trying to go for the money and try and maximize their entire family's profit tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. You talked about Chris McCullough. He's being shown as a lap down right now, and the only car a lap down. Everyone else within about a second and a half or less of one another. It's a 17-car field, I believe, here tonight, as 3 did not make the grid. But Chris is racing tonight here. They are locked into this championship, but actually, no, Chris McCullough is not locked in, so that's one of the teams that did not lock themselves in the more I look at the list right here. So Chris McCullough not locked in, but he's out there just trying to race for a payout here tonight individually, so we'll see where that gets him here tonight. Brock Westmoreland, Trevor Astronaut were his teammates here in the regular season, so he's out there kind of buying his own business, and right now, I'll tell you what, he's just going to kind of hang around and wait for maybe the first yellow of the night to get that lap back. So kind of logging laps here for Chris in the 94. Might be a little bit boring of a night until he's able to get back on the lead lap. As you see right there inside of him, it's the 04 Matt Lee. Still that same strat kind of from the beginning here. It's hang out in the back for Matt Lee here tonight.
Yeah, not a bad strat, I don't think. I just think, you got to go see what the lanes are going to do later in the race, I think. That's one of the most important parts. to this is seeing where your car stacks up against everyone else. And you can't just ride around the whole race. I mean, you still got over 100 laps left here tonight, but you see that top line. Oh, Veliky gets a little bit squirrely, gets a big push from the outside from Austin Green. He'll save it. Chris Carter doing a great job here running up front. And Chris Carter, he just came off of a 500-mile race where he pushed Cody Nagels to the victory. He was running John Ward's paint scheme since John Ward couldn't make the race. Hope to see him out here soon. Hope he gets his power back and his rig back. That way he can get back to racing with us, get back to hosting races here in Bigger Pros. Hope to see him out here again. But Chris Carter did really, really well. You see the third lane start to form in that 500-mile race and knows how to go the distance and take all those laps in. But Mark Math getting the push from Logan York. Logan York likes to do this thing where he instigates and tries to get a wreck early. He'll try and get people who aren't normally up front in the top line or up front on the bottom line, running with Garrett Maines or Veliky or Green, and trying to get them uncomfortable to where maybe they can make a mistake and get some cars out early. But you have that fast repair, so he's just trying to get someone to burn this fast repair early, and it's a good strategy in my opinion. You see Mark Math, I'm telling you, not used to running up in that third lane. He gets into Austin Green just as I called it. Logan York going to back out of it. He doesn't want to be the product of it, and they're going to settle back in with Mark Math starting to drift towards the back there.
Well, Logan York, Landon Veliky, Mark Math right now, they are on a team here in this series, not normally on a team like you said, so not as much cohesion right there between Logan York and Mark Math, but right now their teammate, he's been out front most of this race. That's Landon Veliky, still side by side with the 12 of Garrett Maines, so that's a team right there. They could be a team that might be standing at the top of the podium after this race. Ooh, a nice shove there from Austin Green to Landon Veliky. That'll clear him down to the bottom, but man, nonetheless, that was a close call right there for Veliky as he went down, as Austin Green got him slightly loose there, and now here come Austin Green and Jeff Merck. So I believe that's Jeff Merck, Austin Green, Chris Carter. So yeah, another team right there. I mean, they got 3 of their drivers right now in the top 5. So there is some tough racing here between these teams tonight, and what should probably set us up for one heck of a finish later on tonight, as Austin Green's going to lead that middle lane. Landon Veliky's going to go back up and give the 12 of Garrett Maines some air to breathe there on the front of his nose, and side by side it's still the 12 and the 62.
Still side by side. I want to talk about another promotion that we're running PGR this week. We are going to close the poll out here soon to see what car we're running, but it's looking like it's going to be the nationwide car of 2012 with the duckbill. A lot of fun. Still undetermined on the track, either going to be Daytona Night or Talladega. Going to be a lot of fun. Going to try and clean up some of the racing that we've had here. I know you cashed in your first PGR race in a long time, and I got my first PGR win, so it's been a good couple weeks for both of us here at PGR eSports and MBG. So looking for another good Thursday night. I know you won't be there, but I'll be out there race controlling, and hope to see more people out there trying something a little bit different than what we've been doing.
Yeah, you never know if we catch lightning in a bottle and get onto a different package here. I know at PGR eSports, at least, we like to try different things, and still getting some very strong fields each and every week. And last week, my favorite car, at least, the Gen 6, and it's been this Xfinity Series car for a long time, but gets kind of stale here, as kind of, especially with the update. It's not as, you can't push as long, and especially in the corners as much. And that, I'll tell you what, that Gen 6 is loads of fun. I'd like to see us run that some more here and there. It's just crazy the amount of runs that you're able to generate in that car. I feel like anytime, I believe I started it practically in the back and came from the back all the way up to the front, and you get a run, you can do that really fast in those cars. So but these Xfinity Series cars are still fun as well. It's probably the predominantly mainly ran throughout all the promotions, but that Gen 6, I'd love to see it out there more and more, and maybe even in one of the marquee races down the road if possible. But I'm very excited to watch on Thursday night as you guys head off into, like you said, that old Xfinity car with the duckbill, and it's looking right now, it's possibly going to be between Talladega and Daytona at night, so I'll be looking forward to watching that. I'll be kind of taking a break from promotion this week, but I'll give you a hand, get that flyer out, and we'll see if we can have another good Thursday night at PGR eSports. As Landon Velke now here, he's to the bottom. Garrett Main's pushing him, and Austin Green, here they come again with his teammate behind him, Jeff Murr, 25 at Chris Carter. He's teammates with them as well, so they are very, very strong here in the early going. We are now lap 26 of 125, still 2x2 racing all the way through this field. Christopher McCall, the only car, 1 lap down. Matthew Lee, spoke about him. He is hanging out in the back here tonight, logging some laps, and hope to get to a green flag stop and really put some pressure on these guys here tonight, because they're going to maybe need a couple money stops here to get to the end.
Money stops to get to the end, but you know, talking about the money stops, you get about 5 more laps till you're going to see pit stops. You're going to see some people start to shuffle up. You'll see that different strategy like you talked about, where cars start to shuffle to the front that have been saving fuel a bunch. Garrett Maines, he hasn't been saving fuel. I think Logan York hasn't been saving fuel except for these last 10 laps. Landon Velke, he's been running up front. Austin Green as well. So those 3-4 cars I would expect to pit together. McCullough boys, I think they're saving fuel. Richard Elliott, he backed off with Danny Barnes. And Matthew Lee trying to save some fuel for Chris Carter. He's going to want to pit with these guys. That way he can at least stay only the first 1 car a lap down, as no other car here has really lost the pack. Besides Christopher McCullough, he is the only car 1 lap down. So see how these first pit cycles shuffle out. But with so little cars, I think this first pit cycle could determine who wins and who loses the race, as they can keep cycling out. Who's going to make the mistake on pit road first?
Oh, absolutely. And while we have a second, we're going to bring a guy up here into the booth that is on track right now. He's making a move up towards the front. It's the 124 of Tyler Vickery. Tyler, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
All right, bud. Well, you're racing here tonight for a championship, but it looks like you're without both of your teammates. You're a solo man here tonight. How are you going to get the job done? You got a couple teams in here with 2 or 3 drivers, but you're a lone ranger out there. So what are you looking to do to get to victory lane here tonight?
Plain and simple. Same move I did back in Little Guy series that gave you guys the reason to bring me on to PGR. So my main focus is I'm going to try to just hang with Zach. I mean, not with Zach, with Garrett Maines as much as I can, because I know how good of a pit stop person he is, and just trying to stay with him enough. I figure if I can stay with him, it's going to give me the best opportunity to try to help Cody and Zach and I get at least a good prize money here. Would love to win it. Love to pull off a move from Little Guys, some season 3, I think it was. So it'd be kind of fun if we can pull that off again.
Oh, absolutely. You got your work cut out for you here tonight, but sounds like a good strategy. It looks like you guys 30 laps now of 125. But how much fuel you got left in the tank here on this first run? I know all the viewers know we got 80% fuel here tonight. But how much longer can you go to your first green flag stop?
Probably pushing, guaranteed 3-4 is going to push it though, because I'm like right coming out of 2, I was at 4 laps of fuel. So I'd say 4 is pushing it.
All right, well, you're going to get busy back there behind the wheel. Good luck getting on and off pit road and also getting to victory lane here tonight. Hopefully we'll be talking to you later, Tyler. Good luck, man.
I hope so too.
And that was Tyler Vickery, unfortunately not with any teammates here tonight, as Cody Neagles is not here, as well as his other teammate as well, which would be Zach Range. So Tyler Vickery's got a strategy. He's going to try to follow that, and you heard it from him. We'll have some green flag stops here shortly.
Yeah, and Matt Lee turned it on. He saved fuel that entire run, and now he's up to that high side. He's going to try and get home and get the win. It looks like Vickery's mom is in the chat saying he's going to keep it clean and push. Going to win it for his mom's birthday, so that's cool.
That sure is. And yeah, wow. Matt Lee from the back to the front, just like that. There he is in the middle lane. Wow, Velke, oh, whoa, Garrett Maines in the back of Landon Velke. Gets him loose a couple times there, and we've seen that 62 getting pushed and loose multiple times over the course of this first green flag run. And now another player up here in the front. It's Danny Barnes. So Danny Barnes in that 7 machine as he is racing tonight with Matt Lee and Tucker McClendon, who is unfortunately not in this race tonight. So Matt Lee, Danny Barnes, that's the tandem right now as they have made it all the way here to the front after kind of taking it easy. And we'll see they close that delta down as we head in hopefully to be our first green flag stop of the night and here early in this race. So Matt Lee, Danny Barnes looking strong.
You're looking strong indeed. As you see, here they come, pit stops. It's almost everyone. We've Matt Lee, Danny Barnes, Devin Ray. They are going to stay out. Locking up big time from Logan York. Oh, good save by him. Everyone gets on the pit road clean here. Let's see if everyone gets into their box. First one to get into his box, Joshua McCullough. You've got Garrett Maines all the way at the end. Mark Math, no problems there. Logan York, no problems. Jeff Merck, no problems. Here comes Velke. Velke's going to get into his box good. Looks like he may slip through. Doesn't, though. Everyone, nice clean pit stops here.
Yeah, clean pit stops. See the jack go up in these Xfinity Series cars. They're going to be taking 4 tires, 4 fresh Goodyear tires and Sunoco Racing fuel. You see Garrett Maines, Landon Velke's going to beat him out the line here. And we'll have our next group coming down here shortly. I believe you said Devin Ray stayed out on the track. And here he comes with Matt Lee and Danny Barnes.
I think they'll be able to be fine, and it's going to help Chris McCullough. It looks like he had a slow stop, which is unfortunate since he is already a lap down. But good pit stop here by Devin Ray, Matt, and Danny Barnes. No speeding penalties by anyone. Matt Lee, he's going to get into his box well. Looks like he's not going to slide through. Locks up the tires. He's taking just left sides, it looks like. Devin Ray just taking left sides as well. Danny Barnes goes with a no tires call. And they are going to leave out here soon.
Yeah, we're going to get that.
He's away. Danny Barnes is away, so is Devin Ray. And here comes Velke. He's exiting 4 now. Coming to pit road entrance. They will have the advantage on these guys, but not the fuel advantage that Matt Lee has.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see. I saw a lot of 4-tire that was a lot of 4 tires going on a lot of these cars here that made that first pit stop, at least from my vantage point. As you see that track camera in the top right of your screen, as Landon Velke's going to come right up here to Devin Ray, Matt Lee, and Danny Barnes, as these leaders will now catch, who are currently lead leaders, as they're going to blow right past them with a full head of steam. Look, Devin Ray had a huge cap out in front of Danny Barnes and Matt Lee. Must have been a really good stop there for the two, but they're going to have to blend back up into this field of all the other drivers here as we had our first round of green flag stops here tonight. I know we mentioned Chris McCullough, who is already 1 lap down, so he's going to need a prayer here soon to get that first caution, because right now no one is racing too hard here tonight. Mark Math, I know he's going to fall way back in the pack as well. Mark Vondell, along with Richard Elliott, these guys are scored way on farther back. So, it looks like Kenny McCullough Jr., he's going to be the last one in this main pack, and he's in the 13th position. So right now, you got 13 drivers in the main pack, and you got a 3-car pack of Mark Vondell, Richard Elliott, and Mark Math, with Chris McCullough 1 lap down.
Yeah, just unfortunate for the pit stop for Richard Elliott, Mark Math, and Mark Vondell to get off the road quite the way they wanted to, and this is going to affect this championship battle. Now, I haven't been covering the entire series. Can you give me a breakdown of how it's going to work here for the championship? Is it just highest finisher gets the championship, or how does it work? Average finishing position?
Yeah, it's going to be the highest finisher here tonight. So let's say Garrett Maines is your race winner, hypothetically. That means the team of Garrett Maines, Mark Vondell, Justin Mills will take home the $1,000. And right now, say Jeff Merck is in second. His team of Austin Green and Chris Carter, they'll take home the $750. And let's hypothetically say right now it'll be Logan York finishing in third, it'll be Logan York, Landon Veliky, and Mark Math finishing third. So that's kind of how that will be. And then the first team outside those 3 spots, so a 4th team out of these 9 teams here tonight, will get paid $200. So lots of money on the line. You know, it's a big gap between $1,000 and, you know, the $575 for third, and, you know, the first team outside of that for $200. And you also got race payouts as well. Those are obviously much smaller here tonight. You're practically racing for the team spots, but, you know, you could get snatch up a couple other spots tonight, and you could win well over $1,000 split between 3 drivers. So it could be one heck of a payday here tonight for the team that wins it and the team that finishes runner-up. But lots of money on the line here in this series, and Logan York now, he's going to be coming back up to the front side by side with the 12 of Garrett Maines. And the 87 in that GoPro, it looks like Austin Green. He is tied to his teammate here, Jeff Merck. Looks like those two kind of just going to stay nose to tail here tonight, and I think that's the move. You want to stay with your teammate because that might be the only way to get it done here at the end of this one.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be teamwork, and you're going to see it all day from all of these guys. It's very good at teamwork. Mark with a good show, and Garrett Maines. Not too happy with Maines after last week with some of the stuff in the Gen 6 race, but, you know, you just got to take your runs where you get them. Mark all over the back bumper of Garrett Maines, trying to get him out there. But, you know, clean and green so far. 38 laps we've done in our green flag conditions, coming to 39 here.
Absolutely. And while we have a second, it will be, I'm not sure, nothing's going to be really running on Monday night. Tomorrow night, probably a couple money races, but John Ward's still out of power and not able to host some races. So it's been a little bit of a postponement for the Dega Pro Little Guys Series. I know he was trying to bring that back, and probably would have already started back up if John was around, but it'll be a little bit more of a hiatus for that series right now. But one of the best league series here in the Super Speedway Money Racing community. It's RMR's Tuesday Night Thunder. I know, Baker, you and Garrett Maines, one of the favorites, or two of the favorites, to win this season. And, you know, it's winding on down. I'm looking at the schedule right now, and we're going into October the I believe 14th or 15th, sorry, this coming week. So on Tuesday night, be Talladega Superspeedway for 60 laps. There is a stage break at lap number 20, so 2 regular season races left. Next week on 10/22 will be Talladega as well. So 2 races in a row in this Xfinity Series car in Ron Morris's Tuesday Night Thunder. And once the race is over on the 22nd, there'll be 16 drivers locked in to the championship, and it's heating up for that series right now. It looks like Mark Vondel hanging on to the 16th and final spot over Jeff Merck by just a couple points. So Jeffrey Merck in the 17th position. He's got that locked up just over Chase Mistretta in 18th and Trevin Ashronoff, and you know, he's not able to race right now, so looks like it's going to be between Jeff Merck and Mark Vondel. John Ward's actually in the 15th position, so the longer he's out, there's going to be some shifting in those standings. Garrett Maines on the top right now. He is your leader. Matthew Baker, my co-host here tonight, second. Matt Lee in third. So that's the top of the order there. I know I'm in the series as well, but I'm going to need a race to race my way in. And man, it comes at you fast, the money racing scene. I went from probably not even one straight away from winning a championship, and kind of blowing it myself last season, and this season struggling just to make the playoffs. So, but nonetheless, one of the best series out there, and like Baker said, on Thursday night, PGR eSports will have a little bit of fun this coming week, and we'll see. I heard some rumblings out there. Nightmare Esports might be hosting some races now on the weekends, more of some private money racing, maybe some invite-only stuff. So hopefully we'll see if we can broadcast some of those in the near future. But right now, single file here at Talladega Superspeedway. We close in on lap number 50 here in a little bit. Garrett Maines, your leader, out front of Logan York and Austin Green.
file right now, and like we talked about at the beginning of the race, everyone just trying to keep the car under them, and now it's all about fuel mileage. How can I shorten my stop enough to undercut some of these guys, or maybe run a couple laps longer, try and gap them, and have a couple good clean laps that you can put together. And as you're doing that, you're knocking off people. You've got Mark Vondell, Richard Elliott, Mark Math off of the lead draft. You've got Chris McCullough. He's a lap down. He's going to go 2 laps down here soon. Just on a Sunday drive today. And then everyone else single file. But you see Matt Lee back saving fuel. You see Devin Ray saving fuel. Danny Barnes. They pitted a lap later, and they're still in this lead draft. So advantage to them right now in the field. Richard Elliott doing a great job saving fuel. So is Kenneth and Joshua McCullough. But Garrett Maines, again, looking to lead as many laps as he possibly can.
Yeah, he's been leading pretty much from the get-go here tonight. It's been him and Landon Velke probably leading the most laps. And man, I'll tell you what, single file, it's going to be a while. We're going to have to be running out of things to talk about here tonight until we get some action near the end of this race. And I said it in the front of this thing, then, the longer we go green, we get to some green flag stops. This thing could go green most all the way. It'd be great, actually, if we can get a race wire to wire here tonight. Even with the smaller field of 17, 18 cars, tell you what, going wire to wire green here for 125 laps would be a feat in itself, and would be a awesome thing to see. Is trying to clean up some of the racing, and these longer races sometimes can kind of just de facto do that for you. Just with the longer runs and trying to just get your car here to the end. And all these drivers do have a fast repair here tonight, so obviously not eager to use it if they don't have to. But we are a single file train of cars here right now. It's looking like Chris McCall is still the only car a lap down, and we spoke about the 59 of Mark Vondell, Richard Elliott, and Mark Math. Those are the only 3 off pace right now, being scored about 10.5 to 11 seconds behind your leaders here. So those guys got some making up to do. They'll probably also need a caution in this race at some point to close that gap, because it's going to be very hard to do with just a 3-car tandem there to try to catch this front pack here tonight.
And you see the spacing on some of these cars, and if you think the further you let off, right, the less throttle input you have to do, right, but you still have to catch up to that car to maintain the draft. So you want to stay as close as you possibly can as everyone's catching up here to Christopher McCullough. Going to put him a 2nd lap down. Going to be hard to come back from. It is possible. I've seen it been done, but really hard to do if we keep this clean and green like we have so far. We see that huge gap that Richard Elliott's created. Jeff Merck jumps out to that 2nd line, but see that huge gap that Richard Elliott's created. What he's done, though, when he's doing that, is he's using more fuel, just trying to catch up to the back bumper. So you want to stay as close as you possibly can, so you can be off throttle as long as you can to save that fuel. But huge gaps here could pose an issue if these guys don't sort it out. They could lose this lead draft. But you see Austin Green, Jeff Merck, they're going up too wide. They're going to start pushing the issue to try and catch up. But there's a bunch of gaps here. Chris Carter, I don't like how big that gap is between him and Josh McCullough.
Yeah, right now it is Merck and Green to the front here in that middle lane. They've worked really well together here so far tonight, and looks like they have some chemistry out on this track. And believe multi-winners here in the series over the course, I believe it was a 9 or 10 race slate here before this championship round. And it's been a really strong team, and they're joined also by Chris Carter, and you're seeing him up front a lot of this night as well. So it is a very, very strong team here tonight. But you'd have to think, like you said, your race pick Garrett Maines is just logging laps and logging more lead laps, but that doesn't matter here tonight. It's all that matters is which team finishes ahead of the other team. So long way to go here. Going to be halfway at about lap 62 and a half. Garrett Maines, your leader, as we'll take you through the field here tonight. And he is that Ryco Motorsports driver. He's also an eNASCAR Series driver. Had a little bit of a rough go this season. I know, Baker, you were up in the tower or up on top of the tower there, calling a lot of his races. And guys couldn't quite get the job done, but hopefully he's able to race his way back into the top 40 for next season and try to get his first win in that series. Logan York, you see him racing in that second spot from Fort Meade, Maryland, and Blind Squirrel Racing won this series championship, I believe, in season number 1. And behind him, we got to talk to him a little bit earlier. You see him here carrying an onboard camera. It is the 124 of Tyler Vickery. He had a great run in the PGR SummerSlam event this summer. Big cash for him, and he did most of the last 4 or 5 laps blinking out. So that car just kept in and out on the broadcast. And lucky for him, he was able to make it to the end of that one and secure a pretty decent payday. Austin Green, we spoke a little bit about him earlier. There he is in the GoPro Toyota Supra. They're being scored in the 4th position. He is currently in school at Embry-Riddle University. It is right outside of the track down in Daytona, the Daytona International Speedway. Nice to see him back out here on track, usually calling a lot of the races, but Austin finally gets his power back on the track. And another guy lost his power, lost his internet, and was able to get it back pretty quickly. That's Jeff Merck from Punta Gorda, Florida. He's being scored now in the 6th position, and Baker, along with you guys, had battled some treacherous weather the last couple weeks down there in the Sunshine State. Not so much sunshine lately, but a lot of rain and a lot of wind. But luckily for Merck, got that power and internet back, and good to see him running up front here so far. Landon Velicky, he's gotten back into this top 5 since we're going through the field. There he is in the 62 from Lake Martin, Alabama. He's a Nightmare eSports driver, and he's been doing pretty good here since he burst onto the scene. We're also carrying his onboard camera. You see him there in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. We're going to go a little bit farther back. It's Chris Carter. Chris Carter working with Jeff Merck and Austin Green here tonight, as you see him there in the 25 machine. So excuse me, guys, real quick. Had a little something in the throat, but we'll move on a little bit farther back. It's going to be Matt Lee from Clinton, Maine. He's being scored in the 9th position here. Another Nightmare eSports driver. But in this series right now, he's running with Danny Barnes, trying to get the job done as a 2-car tandem here tonight. Devin Ray of the Jack Shack, he is your number 2 right there. You see him in the black and yellow. That's Devin Ray out there racing by himself, it looks like, here tonight, as Chase Mastretta. Yeah, Chase Mastretta did not make the field here tonight. So Devin Ray, another guy like Tyler Vickery, trying to win this championship all by himself. Ron Morris Jr., awesome to see him out on track, and he's doing a pool league on Thursday nights, so not so much. You don't see him too much in the PGR races anymore. We talked about his series on Tuesday nights from Columbia, South Carolina. It's Ron Morris Jr. in the 76. Ron was the guy that I first raced in his series when I got iRacing, and that's what turned me on to this money racing scene. I'll never forget my first race. I was right up front in the last couple laps, and man, it was foreshadowing for what was going to be the last year and a half, almost 2 years of money racing, because just like that night, got kind of wrecked there on the last lap or two and went right to the back. But Kenny McCullough Jr., he's a little bit farther on back. You see him there in the black and red, that good wrench number 3 that Dale Earnhardt Sr. made famous, from Savannah, Georgia. That's Kenny McCullough Jr. Josh McCullough Jr. right behind him, that is his son from Savannah as well, in the blue, red, and black. Danny Barnes, he'll be behind him from Owasso, Oklahoma. And we said he is running with Matt Lee here tonight, trying to get the job done. Mark Vondell from Lake Placid, New York. You see him there in the Kansas City Chiefs red and yellow machine, that Ford, and he is getting pushed by Richard Elliott in the 000 here tonight in the Ford as well for BAR Racing. Richard Elliott, I believe, has no teammates as well. Ethan Eckert sitting out. He is suspended. David Cheats did not make tonight's race. Right behind him is going to be the 199 of Mark Math from Hawaii. So Mark Math right there. Those three just trying to stay together and keep speed. Hope for a caution here later in this race. So Mark Math sticking around. He is with Landon Velke and Logan York. So he's still in really good hands here tonight with two teammates. And Chris McCullough right now, he is in the main pack, being showed 2 laps down. He will get a lap back if we do have a caution. So that is your 17-car field. We went through the entire field here tonight as we take you back up front. Landon Velke leads here at Talladega.
By Austin Green. Sorry, that's Chris McCullough. He is 2 laps down, trying to get his laps back the hard way and try and lead that line. Landon Velke getting pushed by Garrett Maines behind him, who is finally taking the back burner to leading. As you see, Velke doing a great job managing the lines. Chris Carter,
Fine.
step way out.
Well, we're going to bring Cody Neagles real quick up into this booth. You're not in this race here tonight, but looks like you're trying to help your teammate Tyler Vickery out here tonight. What are you seeing out there, and what are you telling him? Try to get some tips from you here tonight.
I mean, it's a 125 lap race. 1 fast repair, 80% fuel. I told him really. Oh boy, we have a bumper hook. I'm gonna have to hold that thought.
Just as we bring in Cody to the booth, calamity ensues. Landon Velke turns Logan York, which turns Garrett Maines off the bumper of Vickery. Both of them down to the inside. And we are still green.
Wow, Garrett Maines off the pace. He has damage. He is way off the pace. Right side damage, rear damage for your probably race favorite Garrett Maines. And man, what a turn of events here on lap 56 of 125. You see Mark Bondell right now in that train with Richard Elliott and Mark Math. They're going to go right around Garrett Maines, as Garrett Maines right now going to go all the way to the back on this lead lap. Logan York as well. Here comes Logan York to pit lane. He's got damage all over the left side, as does the 12 here on the right side. Logan York in the grass, actually, in the infield now. Wow, has to avoid Garrett Maines. I'm not sure. They maybe have some friction right here as they are now on pit lane, man. Wow, we had no action, but here we go on lap 57 now. First action here of the night, not good for Garrett Maines.
Unfortunate to say the least. I mean, his his right front was destroyed. He's gonna have to take the fast repair, take the fuel, and get out there. Probably gonna get Garrett Maines on board with him. Garrett Maines still in the pit lane as well. I don't know if he had his fast repair checked. He did, and they're both gonna come off pit road, having used that fast repair, and they have went 1 lap down.
Yeah, they have gone 1 lap down, and man, there was not so much action most of this race. We're actually going to see right now, we are still green, but we're going to go back and show you exactly what happened here in slow motion. You see Logan York there on the high side in that black and blue car. You see Garrett Maines here on the bottom. They're going to be exiting the turn here, I believe. Ooh, and it looks like Landon Velke is going to be the one that turns the 09 of Logan York. We're going to back it up one more time, see if we can get Landon Velke's chopper cam real quick right here. He's still being scored. Landon Velke in your top 3 right now. And we get to a chopper camera here and see exactly what happened. Slow this down one more time. He's offset right push just a little bit there coming out of the turn. He's going to kind of swipe Logan York. He's going to come all the way to the left side of his rear bumper and pretty much hook Logan York. Garrett Maines then is getting practically turned by Tyler Vickery. If you see that, we'll back that up again as well. So Logan York gets turned right here, right in front of the 12. 12 checks up. As the 12 checks up, the 124, Tyler Vickery gets into the 12. So that's going to send the 12 spinning. Matt Lee did a great job of trying to stay out of this. He's going to actually get into the right rear bumper of the 124, Tyler Vickery. So actually quite a bit of damage to the right rear, I believe, of Tyler Vickery. But if we get to real time here, Tyler Vickery actually being scored in the race lead.
Yeah, And you see 2x2 Racing, Chris McCullough trying to get to the front here. Tyler Vickery, he is leading that line now. Landon Bellick, second in line on top. On the lead lap, on the outside there. Good news for Garrett and Logan is they're going to catch these 3 cars that were losing the draft. Mark Mondell, he's going to go to the outside with Richard Elliott and Mark Math. But once they all get hooked up together, they will all start to roll and try and get in line here and try and catch this lead pack and make up some time. So it's definitely going to help them having all 5 of these cars back there.
Oh, absolutely. But you saw in that one shot, we just showed you the right rear damage for Tyler Vickery, but it's not slowing him down here right now. He was leading some laps here. Now the onboard with Devin Ray here from Bassett, Virginia. He's right behind the 60 of Jeff Merck. So, man, I'll tell you what, Garrett Main, some bad luck here. Innocent bystander in that one, but it looked like Landon Bellick, who's now your race leader, you know, bumper hooked that Logan York machine. So, you know, but it happened during green. No EOL could be assessed there for that. And we go on racing right now. And 61 laps and 125, Baker. We are going to be getting, ooh, wow, Landon Bellick all over the bumper. Chris McCullough. I'll tell you what, Christopher McCullough, if you think about it, he's actually unlapped himself by being up here in the front. So 3 cars, 1 lap down. It's Logan York, Garrett Mains, and Chris McCullough. But Chris McCullough right now, I'll tell you what, he wants that lucky dog, and he's got to stay in this main pack. So there is a race to be had right now between Chris McCullough, Logan York, and Garrett Mains if a caution does fly.
Yeah, definitely. Pretty intense racing up front, trying to get that lucky dog. But McCullough, just as we start talking about it, drops back to get in line here. He's going to come up right behind Jeff Merck. Hopefully he doesn't lose the draft here. 2x2 all the way throughout the field. You know those pit stops are coming up here in a couple laps.
Pit stops will be coming up. We are more than halfway through now, as we are going to be coming up here on lap number 63 of 125. We've been green all the way through, and Landon Bellick right there. Man, I'll tell you what, he's been a close calls here all night long. He's going to push that 7 machine of Danny Barnes and gets Danny Barnes a little bit loose, and man, almost wrecked Danny Barnes there. And you know, Landon right now, he's been a little bit shaky here at times. He's going to push Danny Barnes again. Danny Barnes is going to go to the yellow line. He's going to come back up. Ooh, there goes the shove from Matt Lee to Kenny McCullough Jr. He's not clear. He's going to stay up high, and it's pretty aggressive pushing here right now, just past the halfway point.
Yeah, definitely some really, really aggressive pushing here. This is pretty intense. Halfway through the race, you know, it's business starting to pick up. You got 63 coming to 64 down of 125. So you're starting to see where people think that, you know, maybe this pit stop or the next pit stop are going to be the ones that make or break you for this race.
Absolutely. It's going to be another big money stop here as we get closer and closer to a second green flag stop of this race. Hyper Motorsports driver Danny Barnes right now being showed as your leader side by side with Kenny McCullough Jr. So business has been picking up slowly but surely. It's a long race, but these drivers starting to get a little bit antsy behind the wheels of their machines here tonight as we get closer to that green flag stop. Devin Ray, you see him here now at the top of your screen. He's going to get back up here into the mix. He's going to push Matt Lee here. It's a 3-car tandem here in the middle lane.
Yeah, 3-car tandem in the middle lane. Trying to shuffle towards the bottom, try and get that track position to get back up front, but a lot of people shuffling late here, trying to get ready for this next pit stop, which should be here in the next couple laps.
Yeah, looking forward to that pit stop. We're going to get right down there on pit lane to bring you that pit stop here from all these drivers, and could be another set of 4 Goodyear Racing tires and some Sunoco race fuel as they come down and try to pack all the fuel into these machines as they can. And here we go. Here comes Kenny McCullough, a slew of other drivers, Landon Bellick, Tyler Vickery, Josh McCullough, and more.
Yeah, great pit stop by all 8 of these drivers here, trying to make it to to the next pit stop. A great pit stop by these guys. Still the same three stay out again. Danny Barnes, Devin Ray, Matt Lee. And then you got Logan York and Garrett Maines running by themselves. I don't know where Mark Vondel and company have gone. It looks like Richard Elliott, Mark Vondel are together. And you got Mark Math there as well, but he is far off the pack.
Yeah, cool feature here right now we're going to bring up for you in pit lane time, and it looks like Matt Lee was the best right there with the pit lane time, and he's going to be the benefactor of this pit stop right now. Or actually, no, Matt Lee's coming in, so a little bit off on the scoring monitor right there, but Matt Lee in with Devin Ray and Danny Barnes, so they're going to make their way down pit road right now. So that second group coming in, a little bit smaller of a group, kind of like the first round of pit stops here tonight.
Everyone works their way on the pit road, getting their tires. Danny Barnes taking right sides here. Looks like he's going to take 4. Matt Lee looked like he just took right sides there. Danny Barnes, however, looked like he took lefts as well. Matt Lee going to lead him off pit road with Devin Ray. I don't know if Danny Barnes will be able to catch up with them, but you see this first pack, that pack of 8, now 7. Vickery not catching the pack here. Don't know if he's going to lose them, but you got 4 solid cars pushing right now with Richard Elliott, who hasn't made any mistakes. Josh McCullough doing well. Kenny McCullough, just like we talked about. Landon Velicki as well. Had that incident earlier with Logan York, but he's been great on pit road. Danny Barnes, he's just coming off pit road. I think he's going to lose the draft. Possibly Vickery could lose the draft. Danny Barnes and Vickery going to have to work their magic to try and stay up front here. Devin Ray, Matt Lee, though, a great pit stop.
A great pit stop, but you see 191 miles an hour plus. They're 10 miles an hour faster than your race leader, Devin Ray and Matt Lee. So a big surge here. Kenny McCullough leading a pack of about 7 drivers here. They are going over $190. Here you see Devin Ray and Matt Lee. They are about $185. So these guys are going to be catching them real quick in here into turn number 1 and the exit of turn number 2. They are coming, and I bet you they're going to go to the middle lane here and buzz right by this 2 and the 04. But that'll be some big news here maybe later in this race. And, you know, these 2 guys right now, the 2 and the 04, are doing a great job getting on and off pit lane. But it won't matter right now, as here comes the 3 of Kenny McCullough Jr. And we'll see if they go to the middle. It doesn't look like it. And, yeah, the 2 and the 04, man, they're going to keep that track position. Here comes the 62 of Landon Velicki and Chris Carter now. They're going to make it a second lane. And right now, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. It looks like 9-car race right now for the lead. And it's going to be a little bit farther back behind Josh McCullough is Danny Barnes and Tyler Vickery. So those 2 got some work to do here to get back to that main pack.
Yeah, definitely have some work to do. Work cut out for them, for sure. 2 by 2 here, 3 rows deep. Push from Jeff Merck. Pushes are getting a little bit harder. We already saw an incident. Let's see if Logan York and Garrett Maines are able to work it out. Mark Math back there with those 2, and then you've got Mark Vondel pushing with Richard Elliott. But yeah, just unfortunate for some of these cars who've been running so well up front. My paint schemes look like they are messed up right now. Oh, that is Rom. Is that Ron Morris Jr.? That is Ron Morris Jr. I thought that was Richard Elliott. They got the same paint scheme on right now, or I'm seeing double.
Well, you see the track map up in your right-hand corner. There's Chris McCullough. He is going to be on pit lane. So Chris McCullough could be the end of his night. Not sure why, but he's on pit lane all by himself, and he is in the 17th position. He is last place here tonight. Looks like his night could possibly be over. He's not running for a championship, but we have 16 cars still out there active on the track, and it looks like Richard Elliott, Mark Vondel, they're going to be together just behind them. It's going to be Logan York and Garrett Maines with Mark Math. So those guys all about 31 to 33 seconds behind your race leaders. There's Richard Elliott and Mark Vondel. A little bit farther back, you see Logan York, Garrett Maines, and Mark Math. So those drivers right now all trying to stay on the lead lap. We're going to take you all the way back up to Tyler Vickery. He's pushing the 7 of Danny Barnes, and they are catching this lead pack. They're about at 1.2, 1.3 seconds behind them, and they're going to try to latch on here as they do to the 25 of Chris Carter. They are there. So right now it's 11 car pack. They are all your leaders, and then you got 12th on back to 16th. It's going to be all the guys about 30 plus seconds behind, and they're going to be trying to hang on for a caution here at some point tonight.
I'm going to try and hang on for a caution. You got Baines back on the lead lap, York back on the lead lap. They would love a caution right about now to, stay on that lead lap, but they need to organize. I don't know what Mark Mass is doing, but they just need to organize, get together. Mark Mass is going to let them in line here, and they're going to start running on it. I just don't understand the need to go to the top of the top lane there. It was uncalled for.
Yeah, long race here tonight, and so far clean. It's been green from the get-go. We're getting close to lap number 75. When we get there, we'll have 50 laps to go here tonight. So this one actually going pretty quick with 0 cautions. Hopefully we can get all the way to the checkered flag with no cautions here tonight. But there's several drivers out there in this field that want to see a yellow flag here at some point in time. We'll go back to those teams. Garrett Maines tonight running with Mark Vondel, and they don't have a third teammate. So right now, Mark Vondel, Garrett Maines have no shot at this championship, being down 30 plus seconds to your race leaders. They will need a caution here tonight. Logan York, he is being showed about 31 seconds back. Logan York, he has a teammate though leading this race in Landon Velicky. So Mark Math as well, that's their other teammate. So right now Landon Velicky, he is the Pied Piper for that team of Logan York. And right now that's a good sign for Logan and Mark Math, but Landon will have no help here at the end of this one if we do go green. So just some things to look out for. Richard Elliott, he is out there running by himself tonight. So some of those guys right there, they're going to need a caution to fly at some point in this race. And right now we're going to stay green. Devin Ray now, he's going to be scored in that second position right behind Landon Velicky. And he is out there racing with no teammates as well. So we'll see if Devin Ray can steal this one here tonight. Matt Lee right now in the third position.
Yep, and again, still just single file. Everyone trying to ride to get to the end. They know now that Garrett Maines is out. I mean, that's a huge name to be out. Ride, try and get to the end here. Still big hitters up there. The McCulloughs are still in the race. Ron Morris still in the race. Austin Green, Matt Lee, Velicky. I mean, everyone up front here has a shot to win this race. Jeff Merck, bunch of people, 11 cars to be exact here in this lead pack. And like you said, that second pack is catching them. They're not going to have enough time. If they can make up 30 seconds in the matter of 50 laps, that would be pretty incredible. But I think the fuel strategy and just the gap that they have in general isn't going to work. They're going to wait for some mistakes and hope for some mistakes. I mean, you saw in the little guy series, we had one time where I couldn't believe that they were able to gap people that bad. So,
well, looking at the monitor here right now, I'll tell you what, the guys that might have the best shot at this now would be Jeff Merck, Austin Green, and Chris Carter. They might be the only team in this 11-car pack that has 3 drivers. We see Landon Velicky out there leading. His teammates are way on far back, so he'll have no help. Devin Ray racing by himself. We're going to have to go to the third position. That's going to be Matt Lee. He does have help in Danny Barnes being scored right now in 10th. So that's a 2-car tandem right there. Let's go back a little bit farther to Kenny McCullough Jr. He's racing with Ron Morris. So Ron Morris, Kenny McCullough Jr., they have a great shot here tonight. Kenny being scored in 4th, Ron in 6th. So we'll look for them to hook up as well. J.R. Miller sitting this one out for that team here tonight. Let's look on back a little bit more. Josh McCullough. Let's see if he has any teammates up here. He does not have any teammates in this race right now, so Josh trying to do it all by himself. We talk about Ron. There's Austin, Jeff, and Chris. Those are going to be those are going to be the ones to look out for right now if we go green, because that's the only team with 3 cars in this race, in this lead pack. It's Austin Green, Jeff Merck, and Christopher McCullough. Danny Barnes, we said, he's in the 10th position racing with Matt Lee, and Tyler Vickery out there as a Nomad as well. So a couple 2-car teams and 1 3-car team in this pack of 11. And that's going to be something to look out for here near the end, because you're going to need some help to get the job done here tonight. And like you said, Garrett Main's a big name out of this, well, not out of this race, but well off the pace right now. And these drivers up here, these top 11, you know, don't want to see him get back into this thing. So they're going to want to run as clean as they possibly can. And I'll tell you what, we can get to that next green flag stop. This will get very interesting.
Will get very interesting indeed. Gonna be excited to see how it plays out. I really want to see maybe an underdog win here, but you know, if the domination from Veliky continues, it's his race to lose for sure. He'll be throwing blocks left and right, but he's been doing a great job managing lanes, and he doesn't have to worry about Logan York and Garrett Maines, who are good at exploiting that type of movement.
Yeah, you see the track map there, and these guys right now in between turns number 3 and 4. Well, all the guys that are way far back, they're in between turns number 1 and 2, so you could really see on that track map how far back some of these drivers are. And that's about 20. I'll tell you what, they made up some time. They were about 31 to 33 seconds back. And right now, that it looks like a 5-car tandem. They're about 27.5 seconds back. So they've made up some time on these leaders. And I'm sure Garrett Main's on the radio right now, getting his teammate Mark Vondel, and then the other guys, Richard Elliott, Mark Math, you know, kind of in line with Logan York. And I'm sure they're being really good with their communication and trying to, you know, get as much time off this as they can. And they're still going to need a prayer here tonight, possibly a caution to get back in this thing. But, you know, Garrett Maines, he's not going to give up, and he's going to get those guys in line and try to make as laps as fast as they possibly can. I'm actually seeing about 26 seconds and change right now. Those guys definitely running some fast laps right now.
Yeah, running really, really fast laps. They've caught him by about 3 seconds since we talked about it last. But again, just not enough time to track him down the entire way. They're going to have to hope for a caution. But what it's doing is just keeping them on that lead lap. The only one not on the lead lap is out of this race, and that is Christopher McCullough.
Yeah, Chris McCall, looks like he is done for tonight, and not racing for anything really other than an individual payout position. But Chris McCall done a lot of work here at the McCall Motorsports group. They do an awesome job week to week, put on a lot of races for the community, all almost, you know, what, 3-4 nights a week at least. So shout out to them for this awesome series. Season 3 all culminates here tonight on lap 125. Devin Ray, now your leader here in that 2-car. He's going to be leading Matt Lee, Kenny McCullough Jr. So 3 really, really good drivers here in the top 3 right now. Wouldn't be surprised to see one of them get to victory lane here tonight. Ron Morris Jr., solid, very solid run for him. I know he's had quite a lot of bad luck here lately, and nice to see him having a good run so far. And we'll see if Ron Morris Jr. can do some damage here tonight. He's got a friend in Kenneth McCullough Jr. They're both on their normal race team together, McCullough Motorsports. So, you know, they definitely have some chemistry here, and, you know, it could be a good thing to see if Ron could maybe get the job done here tonight.
It'd be great to see, you know, be a good celebration. Devin Ray, another one that'd be a good celebration, mild-mannered, but he'd be really excited. So we're hoping for it, hoping to see an underdog win, or, you know, someone that's had terrible luck like my teammate Jeff Murray.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, it's crazy in the real NASCAR Sprint Cup Series today. I know I sent you guys a message earlier. Joey Logano now in the top 8 as Alex Bowman. Big penalty there for the Hendrick Motorsport driver here at the Roval in Charlotte today, and I'm sure Hendrick Motorsports will be appealing that one. Some video footage did surface of Alex Bowman going over one of those, I don't know what you'd call them there, in the curbs, and it looks like that could have, you know, done some damage to his car. And, You know, if they go look at those cars after these races, and of course they're going to have things that are going to alter some ride heights and other things on these cars, and I just don't see how you could penalize drivers and teams for such things. You know, it's part of the sport. You know, things are going to change in the car during green flag racing, and especially at a road course where you're going over curbs with your right side, with your left side, and it looks like something broke on that machine and could possibly cost him not only a spot in the championship four, but a championship with how well Alex Bowman was running for Hendrick Motorsports. So just some news from the real life NASCAR series, and we'll have to see how that shapes out this week. But right now, Joey Logano getting a golden horseshoe, possibly getting into the round of 8.
He's always getting a golden horseshoe. I can't stand Joey Logano. One of the biggest complainers I've ever seen there. One of those two-faced drivers that we all know and love. Yeah, I hope he's out of the round of 8 for sure.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I'm sure it's a very big hot topic right now. It's a gut punch to the 48 of Alex Bowman, who's really ramped it up here in the playoff season. As we wind him down, I believe 6 races to go or 7 races to go. Or wait, where am I at? We got 4 races to go. 3 more, and then set your championship 4 at Phoenix. I'd love to see it go back to Homestead. One of my favorite tracks. Been there one time before. Got to see Dale Earnhardt Jr. race his last Cup race there at Miami Homestead Speedway. It's a really cool moment. Got to spend some time on the track after that race and watch Dale Jr. have some beers. I believe Martin Truex Jr. was crowned the champion that night. So nonetheless, it should be interesting to see how the season unfolds the rest of the way. I know your guy Kyle Larson got the job done today at the Roval and got his daughter in the car, got a little ride to victory lane. I'll tell you what, his son was out racing some dirt cars. I believe Kyle Larson's wife was with him somewhere. Man, he took a tumble. Not sure if you got to see that video, but that was scary.
That was a really, really scary wreck that occurred. Glad that everyone was okay. I'm glad that he was okay. Larson talked about it, not in pre-race, but a little bit later in the night, said how scary it was. So just thankful he was okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't want to see that. I believe his son's name might be Owen or something, but crazy to see a little guy flipping like that, man. But it happens. It's racing, and that's the life they chose. And stuff like that can happen at any point in time. And luckily, he is safe and sound. And Kyle Larson in victory lane in the NASCAR Cup Series today in Charlotte. And looking forward to the rest of the way here in the playoffs. One of my favorite racetracks, Martinsville, coming up, but fortunately these new Cup cars, the next gen, just don't run really great on short tracks anymore. And short tracks, kind of the root of the sport. We'd like to see short track racing come back. Hopefully this off season they can do some more work to these cars and try to figure out a better package for the short tracks. Well, today we're here at Talladega Superspeedway in the virtual world. We were just there, I believe, a week ago in the real life world, and this is NASCAR's biggest track, 2.66 miles at about 36 degrees of banking in the corners, and a lot of banking as well in these straights. And what's unique here to Talladega versus a lot of other tracks is the start-finish line. You see it if you look at that track map. It's that red line, and way off, well past the tri-oval, middle of the tri-oval there, closer down into turn number 1. So it will be anyone's game here on the last lap tonight, and it's a long way around to the finish. So doesn't matter where you're at, you got a shot to win here. When you come to Talladega Superspeedway, you got the Talladega Boulevard here in the infield, full crowd, packed house here today, and looking forward to hopefully what's going to be a really good finish here tonight.
Yeah, hopefully a great finish. We're winding down the laps inside 40 laps to go. Really impressed with the run that everyone is putting together here.
Yeah, really nice run. Good to see some clean racing for once, and hopefully we can try to go green and have some really crazy action-packed racing in the last couple laps of this one, and hopefully just stay clean. But look now, 24 seconds back is Logan York, Garrett Maines, Elliott, Mark Math, and Mark Bondell. Man, they've made up about I'd say 9-ish seconds on the leaders right now. Like you said, they're probably not going to have enough time, but man, they are really cooking out there in a 5-car pack. This other pack is 11 cars, so 5's going faster than 11 right now. Devin Ray, your leader, out front in that number 2. Matt Lee, 2nd. Kenny McCullough, 3rd. Josh McCullough, 4th. Rounding out your top 5 right now is Ron Morris. You got Jeff Merck right there in 6th. His teammate Chris Carter in 7th. Danny Barnes in 8th. Tyler Vickery, 9th. And rounding out your top 10 right now, that's going to be Austin Green. Landon Velikis led a lot of laps here tonight. He's fallen back to the 11th position. So Landon Velikis right now is the last car in this lead pack. Ooh, wow. Garrett Maines, it looks like Logan York, Mark Math, they're all on pit lane, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they are coming down to pit road. Gonna try and short pit and maybe gain a little track position, not track position, but a little bit of track time. You see everyone getting off. Garrett Maines off, Mark Math. There goes Logan York.
It looks like Richard Elliott, though, and Mark Vondell didn't go with them, so those two are going to stay out on the racetrack all by themselves. So they're going to lose a couple drivers in their 5-car pack. Not sure how much of effect that will have, but right now we'll have to see. So you're going to have, a lot of different strategies here between these cars that are way on farther back. Mark Math and Mark Vondell about 40-ish seconds on back right now. So we'll have to see how this all works out for Garrett Maines and Logan York, Mark Math.
While we're sitting here, I'm over here making Davenport's new paint scheme. It's going to be a Halloween tire roll PGR 500. Once we're done with this, it is probably one of the best paint schemes I've ever made. It's got like a little skyline of a haunted mansion on the bottom, the moon in the background, and where the moon is, where the number goes. Paint scheme is a work of art.
Yeah, Mike Davenport actually now team leader over at Team PGR. I noted him team leader a couple of weeks ago, so he's making all the calls over there and reconfigured his team just a little bit. I know Evan Carlbon and I believe Josh Giambroni, if I'm not mistaken, both now on Team PGR, so Mike's doing a good job making the team stronger. They've been running pretty good together, I know, so good to see them. I know not really many of them out here tonight other than, Tyler Vickery. Shocked to actually see Brock Westmoreland not here tonight, even though, maybe because most of the guys that aren't running for the championship are not here, so that could be why. But Brock Westmoreland, always a guy you see out here on the track in this series, and had a lot of a few of those guys over at PGR also champions of the Dega Pros Little Guys series as well. So we'll see if they can make any noise on a Thursday night. It's one of those tough races to win, and Team PGR guys would love to get into victory lane on one of those Thursday nights. So remains to be seen. One guy that got to victory lane again, it's going to be Cody Neagles. He's out there spotting for his teammate Tyler Vickery in this one. He is now, I believe, the all-time winningest driver in the PGR Racing Series. So I know that was a monkey off his back to finally get that win. I believe it's win number 8, if I'm not mistaken. Just inches himself past Kevin Fries and I believe Alex Hill. So good job. Congrats to Cody Neagles for getting the job done last week. Very clean end for the top 4 or 5 cars. I was looking for a shot at the win there. I know I had a teammate behind me, and Brian Hennings. He was going to go with me no matter what, and he got kind of caught up, and I kind of lost my help. And I was hoping Daniel Eberhard could get up to me, but had to kind of stay in line, nowhere to go there on the last lap. But really fun race. Nice to see the end of one of those for once, but it's one of those cars I spoke about earlier in the broadcast. I'd love to see some more Gen 6 racing. I'll tell you what, when I'm out there in that Gen 6, man, there's nothing like it. It's one of the most fun cars here on this service, and hope to see some more races run in that. But right now, Devin Ray clicking off another lap led here tonight. We are lap number 94 of 125.
Single file coming up on these next pit stops. This is good. This is the crucial money stop that we talk about. Everyone trying to make it. This will be the last pit stop, if I'm not mistaken. They're right inside 30 laps to go, so this will be the last stop.
Yeah, it absolutely will. This will be a 3-stop race if you go green. So third green flag stop incoming here shortly for these drivers. This top 11 right now. It will be the money stop, and you do not want to make a mistake now. You do not want to speed. The pit road speed here, 55 miles an hour. So better to take it a little bit slower than try to gain too much track position right here in this pack. Last thing you want to do is have to serve a drive-through or a black flag penalty, and we'll see if all 11 of these drivers could get on and off pit road unscathed here, and we'll have to see if there's a couple different groups. The two of Devin Ray and the Matt Lee, the 04, they've done a really, really good job of getting on and off pit road. They've been the fastest 2 cars doing so, and they've gotten some big leads because of it. So that will be a big factor here in this race. So we'll see how that kind of all shapes up. Right now, Kenny McCullough actually has got a son behind him. They are not on the same team here, but they could definitely aid each other in trying to get some of those big payout positions here tonight. So, long way to go here, even though we're closing in on, 30 laps to go here, but lot probably is going to happen. Stick around here if you're in the chat or watching this race, because business is going to pick up when we get about 10 laps to go, and a lot of money going to be on the line, and it's going to be very interesting to see which team is going to take home the $1,000.
And right now, Devin Ray looking like he's in the best shape with Matt Lee pushing him, Christopher McCullough and Josh McCullough saving fuel with that great track position. But I give it about 2 more laps. You're going to see everyone coming down pit road here. I think 4 tires is still the call. Maybe 2 tires in a short fuel. Try and break the pack, but everyone really seems to come back together whenever the green flag cycle ends.
Yeah, absolutely. As we're here in the tri-oval, getting back to that Geico restart zone and on into the start-finish line here as we get to turn number 1, still single file as we keep clicking off laps here in this one. It has been green flag racing from the drop of the green flag here tonight as we try to go wire to wire green for the first time in a long time here in the money racing community. It will be a sight to behold if we can do that and have a last lap for the ages. Hopefully we can get that here tonight. Tyler Vickery and Landon Velke, they both brought some onboard cameras here tonight. You've seen them featured here in the bottom right of your screen. That's Landon Velke right now. He is hanging in there in the 11th, or sorry, that's Tyler Vickery in the 9th position right now. Landon Velke, you now see him on your screen being scored in the 11th position. So those 2 guys still trying to get the job done here tonight for their teams. A little bit farther on back, there you go, there's Landon. I believe they just put somebody else another lap down. It looks like Mark Math. So Mark Math struggling just a little bit here right now, but he does have some help from his teammates in Logan York and Landon Velke. So Mark Math just logging laps and praying right now his teammates get the job done.
Yeah, Velke basically the only hope up there. The only team that has all their drivers up there is going to be Merck, Carter, and Green, like you talked about before. And here it is, the money stop. Everyone down pit road except for that team of Merck, Green, and Carter. They're going to try and make time here, but they are pretty broken up. Looking down pit lane right now, Devin Ray leads them in. He's going to get into his box towards the end. Matt Lee starting to pull down. McCullough already through the boxes there. It goes Lee. He's going to get a good stop in. No problems all around. Rob Morris, good stop. Looks like Chris Carter, good stop. Left sides here for everyone. Looks like Devin Ray taking lefts. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be the call, all left sides. Oh, Christopher McCullough going to come back on the track, try and help someone out here to try and get into victory lane. Everyone morphing through each other, trying to get up to speed. That's just how close it is here off the pit road exit.
A really good stop looks for everyone. Yeah, Chris McCall was kind of just hanging on pit road, and man, he's going to definitely have a big influence on this race. Here comes Jeff Merck, Chris Carter, Austin Green. It's the 3 cars right here, all teammates here in this one. They're going to get on pit lane. Austin Green going to, wow, he's going to have to way down. He does. They're going to all come down here, hopefully not slide their box as they come down pit lane here for what will be their money stop. Let's see how they can do here. They're all now getting into their boxes.
And the problem is this they were broken up the entire lap. I mean, Austin Green couldn't get back there. They lost a ton of time. Oh, and Austin Green threw his box. Oh, he can't get it righted. Oh, no.
Yeah, Austin
Now he's
Green.
taking right sides as well. Oh, man, it is over for Austin Green.
Yeah, huge mistake there for the 87 of Austin Green. Something you do not want to see, but unfortunately it happened. He is starting to roll right now. Jeff Merck, Chris Carter. Can they stay afloat here? It's just going to be those two. They lost their 30 dancing partner now, so it's going to be down to a bunch of 2-car and 1-car teams. Here they come. They're going to have to blend back up into this track and pray they do not lose the draft. If they can lock on, they're going to have to lock on here to Ron Morris Jr. It looks like they might be able to, as Chris Carter now onto the rear bumper of Jeff Merck here in your picture, as they're going to have to reel down the 7th place driver right now, which is Ron Morris. So, man, big change of events there as Austin Green is off the pace all by himself. Landon Velicky as well. Is he all by himself? I believe Landon Velicky is as well.
But he had a slow pit stop as well. I think Jeff Merck and Chris Carter are going to be okay. They're hitting about 193. Velicky's at 187. I don't think he's going to get caught up. Austin Green, he is way back towards the tri-oval. I don't know what happened on his stop. Mark Math, he is off the pace. And then you have those 4 cars moving north, pushing Garrett Ames, Elliott, and Bondell following suit. They are a pack of 4.
Yeah, so right now, the way I'm looking at it, it's going to be a 9-car race if we do not get a caution. 25 laps to go here at Talladega Superspeedway, and we have a new leader for the first time tonight. It's the 9 of Josh McCullough, as Josh McCullough right now side by side with the 2 of Devin Ray. We are 2 by 2 all the way through this lead pack. Jeff Merck, Chris Carter, they have caught it. Chris McCullough, he's out there probably to help Kenny and or Josh here tonight. So, wow, this is going to be a very, very interesting race to the finish now with only 9 cars here in this lead pack. Landon Velicky, who has led so many laps tonight, had a really good shot and a really good look most of this race to stay up front. Right now, he's way off pace. Mark Math, Logan York, man, that team 1 by 1 here tonight is just doing themselves in.
Yeah, they are. One of the favorites for sure. Coming in, really showing a disappointing look, but I mean, you still got Matt Lee there lurking. He's going to try and get the job done for that team.
Yeah, just breaking news from race control tonight. It looked like Mark Math was black flagged for something, so that is why he was losing some more laps here earlier in this race. So Mark Math black flagged at some point during this race per race control here tonight. So 23 laps to go. Devin Ray out front of Josh McCullough. Here comes Matt Lee. He's kept his car clean all night long, getting a great push here from the 3 of Kenny McCullough. You see Tyler Vickery out there as well. We know he's running all by himself, trying to get the job done, and man, he still has a chance. He's doing a really good job sawing on that wheel. Landon Velicky looking at his camera over here to my right, and he is just a little bit bummed out, kind of just sitting there waiting for and praying for a caution that probably will not come. Mark Math a lap down. He'll be your lucky dog. So long way to go here. Mark Math can get back into this thing, get back in with Logan York, but York, Maines, and Elliott and Vondell right now 29 plus seconds back. Austin Green, he's fallen all the way back to them. So he's backing up to probably Garrett Maines right now. Velicky, 12 seconds all by himself off the pace. So 9-car pack all within, 0.3 of a second here. And, man, I'll tell you what, it's going to be one heck of a finish. 22 laps to go here. Talladega Superspeedway.
Yeah, coming to 21 laps to go here when we cross the start-finish line. Devin Ray doing what he does best, trying to lead up front. Really good in the Xfinity car. And you see Matt Lee doing a great job on the outside lane, getting pushed by Ken Capella. They've, over the years, talk about a rivalry. Those two have not agreed with each other over the years, but they've grown to a friendship and an understanding and a respect of each other. It took them a couple years, but I would consider them cordial, to say the least, if not friends, when it comes to being on the track. That's what's important here, is everyone having fun, everyone being friends. But that friendship goes out the window once you talk about going for $1,000 for your team, trying to get $333 each, plus the race winnings that you could also secure. So we'll see here from the outside line. Will the pushes get harder as Kenneth McCullough probably going to run out of attempts? The good news is for Kenneth McCullough, he's got his brother, his nephew right behind him to give a push in lane, Chris McCullough.
Yep, 2x2 here, about 5 rows deep, 10-car pack, 9 on the lead lap, and 1 well off 31 laps down. But you see the track map, we got about 4 different packs right here. Landon Veliky, he is going to just be passing the start-finish line. Garrett Maines and Austin Green, that pack right there, they're a little bit farther behind him. They're going to be crossing the start-finish line now. Mark Math, he's entering the tri-oval, but all the leaders right now exiting turn number 4. So all those guys, a long way to go, and they will not be able to catch this lead pack at all without a caution. So Devin Ray doing a great job right now, staying in front of Josh McCullough. It's him in a neck-and-neck race to the line here. We have now 19 to go. Matt Lee doing a good job. I believe he led that lap. So, man, I just saw that paint scheme. Holy cow, it's one of my favorite paint schemes I've ever seen here yet. Mike Davenport's going to have a sporty ride the next time he goes out there. And is that an Xfinity Series car? That is pretty damn cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. Simrat Market has some cool base designs that I can work with, and I've been getting pretty good with the spec maps. So if you need a paint, I'll gladly do paint for a good price, other than some of these other guys that are charging $50 a paint. So I enjoy doing it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. And tell you what, we got a guy sitting around here. His name's Dawson Wise, and just hanging out here tonight. We'll bring him into the booth real quick. Dawson Wise, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys. How y'all doing?
Yeah, we're not doing too bad. Nice to see you hanging around here watching this one, man. We've gone green all the way from lap number 1. Not sure how much of this race you've caught, but business for sure going to be picking up here shortly here at Talladega.
Oh, yeah, man, absolutely. These are the kind of races I always have so much fun watching and also getting the call, which I'll be honest, I'm not loaded into the session right now, but I have been keeping up with the broadcast. And look, these long races are fun. They weed out guys throughout the race, and strategy becomes so important. And to see these guys now get to start to dice it up, you've thought about this moment the whole race. If you're one of these guys up front, okay, when I get in this spot, here's what I'm going to do. But it's been almost 2 hours. You've been grinding through this race. Now the moment's finally here. You got to have the mental fortitude to get the job done. It's going to be really interesting. Some teams of 2, some potential teammates. Where do teams come in? Where do the teams outside of tonight come into play? It's going to be really interesting to watch.
Yeah, it really is. And we've a couple of these guys, some big mistakes here tonight on pit lane. I know Garrett Maines got into a wreck, not caused by him, but he's a big name way back there, about 30 seconds behind. And a lot of these guys, me and Baker were talking about, you have a 9-car pack here. They don't want to see the caution because that's going to bring Garrett Maines right back into the fold here. So right now, I think these guys are going to kind of, they're getting a little bit racier right now, but 2x2 here in the top 10, top 9 cars here. And you said you've been watching the broadcast. Who's your pick to win here now that you've seen most of this race unfold?
It's always tough, man. This is a group of who's who here at the front for the most part. Obviously, the teams are who I look at as of right now. A couple teams of 2 here at the front that are still competing for this one. Merck and Carter, obviously, are one of those groups. I believe Kenny and Ron are both up front still there. Obviously, ones to look at as well. The teams, in terms of the big dog, little dog teams are really going to come into play here because some of these guys are by themselves. They don't have help now. Their help got lost on pit road or has been lost in the shuffle, or hell, they could have come into tonight and run without help. They could have been solo coming into the race, and it sets you back behind the 8 ball. So the solo guys are at a disadvantage. I'm going to have to go with one of those teams of 2. But right now, Devin Ray, Matt Lee doing a really incredible job just controlling the race, controlling the flow, and kind of making their own destiny here as to, hey, to win this, you're going to have to go around me. I'm not going to spare any holds here. No holds barred when we get down to the end of it. So one of the teams at 2 for sure. But I don't know, these 2 guys at the front, again, guys that have been up front the whole race, guys that have been controlling the flow. And if you want to get around them, you're going to have to go through the 0-4 and the 2. I don't know, so many contenders up front.
Yeah, there really is, and some good picks right there. Those guys controlling these lanes really good here is the 2 and the 04, and obviously a lot of experience here for Matt Lee in that Martin Sports, I believe, Ford. So yeah, Matt Lee doing a great job right now of holding off Kenny McCullough Jr. behind him, but you know, the McCullough's got some numbers in this one. I know they're not on the same team, but it'll be interesting to see. Chris McCullough jumped back on the track during the last round of pit stops. He's being scored 31 laps down, but he can definitely influence how this race ends here tonight for Kenny and or Josh. So we'll have to see how this all pans out. 14 laps to go, Dawson. We'll send you back down there with Cody and Tyler, but we appreciate you hopping up here with us.
Absolutely, guys. I appreciate it.
That was Dawson Wise, one of the broadcasters here at the PGR eSports Network. Him and Austin Green doing a great job week in, week out here on the team. Matt Metler as well. He's the newest member to the team's broadcast. And me and Baker here just kind of fill in when all these guys are not able to broadcast. So thank you, you know, to everyone here at the PGR eSports Network and for McCullough Motorsports for letting us do this entire series. 14 laps to go, 13 laps to go when we cross the start-finish line here right now. And we're going to get pretty hyped up here in the last 10. At least I am. So looking forward to what's going to be hopefully an awesome ending here.
I tell you, a car who went off the pace so he could get back to his team. That is Austin Green. He was running about 165 so he could get to Chris Carter and Jeff Merck, and now he's going to be there to help. He's the first car one lap down. Everyone else on the lead lap or a lap behind him in Mark Math. So you're going to see Carter probably step upstairs here pretty soon to try and get to Merck. There he goes, makes the move a little bit, steps out. I think Austin Green will go with him. He doesn't. Little patience trying to get Danny Barnes shuffled back to the bottom. That way all three of them can line up.
Yeah, this is a team event. All these teams were drafted before race number 1. Random draw, so it doesn't matter anymore. It's all about your team winning this race here tonight, at least taking in the top 3. Bigger money to the lead, obviously $1,000. Second place, third place as well in the first team outside the money. So it doesn't matter anymore. You got to go with your team and you got to do what's best. And if it's going down a lap because you're not going to catch up anyways, that's a good move here by Austin Green because it doesn't matter. You're splitting the money anyways. And right now, he's got to get Chris Carter and Jeff Merck up to the front. We're on board with Austin Green. Here he goes, right behind the 25. Go up Chris Carter. Merck in front of Carter. He's in the 60 machine. They're in the third lane, and we are back to 3 wide racing here with 11 laps to go at Talladega.
We're going to see what kind of momentum they can go. If Chris Carter can keep the engine under him, I would expect to see maybe Kenneth McCullough pull out of line. He doesn't, though. Carter all over the back bumper of Jeff Merck, 3 wide for the lead. Here comes Jeff Merck on the high side. He's going to draw even with Matt. Can he draw even with Devin? Big push. Oh, Carter lifts, though. I think if he would have stayed committed, he would have been fine. Now those temps are going to go away. Precious, precious temperatures going away from Chris Carter here. I think he needed to stay on the back bumper. Oh, huge side draft from Jeff Merck. Kenny McCullough all out of shape. These tires, these right side tires are going to come into play here towards the end. Devin Ray up to the middle line. He's going to block. That's going to stall the momentum on the high line. Great move by Devin Ray to kill that third lane.
Yes, and I'll tell you who's really licking their chops right now. It's going to be Garrett Maines, Logan York, Richard Elliott, Mark Vondel, Landon Velke, and Austin Green. Well, Austin Green, unfortunately, actually, if there's a wreck and he touches it, he's not going to get that lap. So, but a lot of guys right now with the 3 wide racing, they might get right back into this thing. 10 laps to go, 3 by 3. The lead pack is on. The race is on for the championship. We are going to be to single digits here shortly. We've gone green every single lap of this night. But I'll tell you right now, the business has picked up. We have seen harder and harder pushing everywhere, all over the way. There goes Matt Lee, all the way to the bottom. He's sideways underneath the apron. Matt Lee now off the pace just a little bit.
Wow, unbelievable save. Comes off the front bumper of Josh McCullough, self-cleared himself, wasn't clear all the way. That's going to shuffle him way out of line. That's going to clear Merck to the bottom. There goes Jeff Merck all the way to the bottom side. Great push from the team. Here comes Merck. Merck comes up to the middle. Ray looks like he's bouncing a little bit with Neko. Josh McCullough leading the bottom with the good push from Tyler Vickery. Austin Green trying to get his teammate up there. They want those teammates to lock out that front row.
What an amazing race right now. 9 laps to go. Here comes Carter on the high side, getting pushed by Austin Green. Matt Lee needs to get back to the front. He has no help there in the top. He's going to go back down to the middle. Danny Barnes, his teammate, now behind him. Let's see if those two can link up and come to the front. Josh McCullough now on the bottom. He's going to be leading, but here comes Jeff Merck. A great push here in the tri-oval from the 2 of Devin Ray, and it's the 60 machine. Out front, 8 laps to go here.
Merck hasn't been up front all day. He's getting the push from Devin Ray. Devin's going to look to clear to the bottom like Matt did, but doesn't want to turn off the bumper of Josh McCullough. He is clear now. See if Merck works it back down. That Temp's going to run out on that middle lane. This is what you guys came to see. Here goes the top side. McCullough with the help from Chris. Getting pushed on the high side. That's going to drop back Chris Carter. He gets down into Danny Barnes just a tad. Matt Lee, he's starting to shuffle it back up. Watch for that top lane, not to really get that run that they want to, which could open the door for Matt Lee to go to the top of third. Oh, Merck, all out of shape. Can he get back down to the mid?
Oh, we got a wreck.
What was
There's
that?
the big
Huge
one.
net code. I mean, Matt Lee destroyed, flipping end over end, hood flying in the air. I mean, wow, that is unfortunate. And now Garrett Maines and Logan York back in the fight.
Back in the fight indeed, and that's what they were waiting for all race long. Matt Lee to the infield grass right now. Man, he probably has no control of that car. I'll tell you what, if he has his fast repair, oh my God, he better get to his pit stall. Can he do it? He's slow here in the grass, Matt Lee, and I don't think he's going to be able to do it. I think he's going to have to tow. Hopefully he can get towed. He's come to a stop. He's in reverse. So big trouble right now for the 04 Matt Lee. He's backed up now on the pit lane. And man, he's having trouble handling that car, but it looks like he's gonna get in the pit. Wow, he's into the pit lane wall now. Mark Math also, heavy damage for him. No hood on that car as well. Man, what a turn of events here. Matt Lee's gonna get his fast repair.
Unfortunate. Great racing up front. Man, I just hate to see that. That was so unfortunate for Matt Lee and for us.
Yeah, it's been a great, clean race up until there. That's the first caution of the night, and we're going to take you all the way back to the start and the cause of this wreck as we zoom out just a little bit here to our camera and see if we can see exactly what happened. We're going to slow this one down. You see Matt Lee in the middle there. We are 3 wide racing. And Merck's going to come down. Ooh, man, I'll tell you what. That was weird. Matt Lee. Wow. I saw some either shotgun netcode.
Yeah, it was shotgun netcode. That's what I was saying. It's just unfortunate what happened there. A lot of people having to use their fast repair. Ron Morris, he was having a great run. He has to use it. Matt Lee obviously flipping over. Glad he gets to stay in the lead lap, try and get that track position back. But you got Garrett Maines, Logan York. They came down pit road for some fuel. And you got a race now. Now we are going balls to the wall for these last probably 3 laps. Coming, let's see, we're 2 to go. We'll be 1 to go here with 121. We'll take the green flag at 122, so it will be a 4-lap shootout. It will be, or sorry, yes, a 4-lap shootout.
Here's the cockpit of Chris Carter in real time. It looks like he's going to skate right through this thing. We're very fortunate here for the 25 of Chris Carter. And watch, wow, just on his brakes, a little bit of damage, but he's going to go right through the heavy part of that wreck and stay on all 4 wheels and straight ahead. It's Chris Carter. Unfortunate there for Mark Math. Obviously Matt Lee. Looks
Austin
like
Green avoids the wreck. He gets his lap back. He will come down for fuel, and now he is back in the fight with those 3. Looking at the lineup right now, Merck's going to be on the outside with the push from Devin Ray. The problem is Devin Ray's going to have Chris Carter behind him, so I think that team is in the best position there on that top side.
And while we have a second, we're going to bring up all these teams one more time. Here they are, the 9 teams eligible for tonight's championship. Here are your payouts. Oh, 1 second here. Here are your payouts for this race. It's going to be $1,000 to the winning team. It's going to be $750 to second and $575 to third. And the first team outside the money will take home $200. Race payouts go like this: $90 to first, $70 to second, $60 to third, $55 to fourth, and $50 to fifth. But hey, they came to race for that team championship. That's why they did this series, and they came to race for $1,000 as the pace car lights have gone off. 5 laps to go. It's going to be 4 laps when we go back green here. That was the first caution of the night. Cautions have seemed to breed cautions here in Money Racing overall. So we'll see if that is going to happen or if these guys can somehow go green. But a lot more cars now have been brought into the fold, including Mark Vondel, Austin Green's back in it. It looks like Garrett Maines and Richard Elliott. So, man, I'll tell you what, the race completely flipped upside down on that caution.
Completely flip upside down. It brings everyone back into the picture. I think the best position right now is where Merck's at. Devin Ray's gonna be committed to him because he has to. One of those solo drivers can't really step out 3 wide till you see Logan York and Garrett Maines in your mirror going top of 3. Those are the cars that are going to be there. Another big hitter that's back in the game, Landon Veliky, that's going to be looking to go up to the top 3 wide. So I think if Garrett gets clear of Logan or can get in behind him, you're going to see those guys work together to get to the front. They've been forced to work together the entire time. And now they are better on fuel than all these 6 that are up front. Logan York and Garrett Maines, that is.
Hey, Tyler Vicker, we brought him up here in the booth earlier. We know he's running by himself. Look at him now. Right there, 3rd position, 2nd in row on the bottom. Tyler Vickery not out of this one. He's had a lot of experience this year, especially running in the SummerSlam back in July for PGR eSports. And, man, I'll tell you what, don't count him out. He's going to give it all here as the pace car. Lights are out. It's going to dive onto pit lane. We are going to go to our first really restart of this race outside the initial start. Josh McCall in the 9, the 60 Jeff Merck on his outside. Tyler Vickery is going to be pushing the 9 as the Devin Ray the 2 right behind the 60 of Jeff Merck. Here they come to the Geico restart zone. We're back green here for the McCullough Motorsports Little Dog Big Dog Series Championship. 4 laps to go.
Veliky instantly to the top. He had a spot clear between him and Chris McCullough and Logan York. Garrett Maines nowhere to go right now. Trapped there on the bottom. Not going to have much time to get upstairs here. But that top line starting to form again after that bottom line got a really good start. You're seeing the draft start to swing back that way. Devin Ray, big push in the back bumper. Chris Carter off by about half a car length. You're not going to see 3 wide, I don't think yet. Logan York shuffles back to the bottom. Now back up to the middle line. He's all over the place trying to get to Landon Veliky, but that bottom side is starting to surge here with Josh McCullough.
It's really surging here. Tyler Vickery doing a great job of pushing Josh McCullough. Devin Ray, a veteran himself, trying to push the 60 of Jeff Mert clear. Garrett Maines, he's back into the picture, but he's kind of stuck. 4th in row on the bottom. Logan York being ultra aggressive here. All over the back bumper, Landon Veliky. Here goes Veliky. He's going to go all the way outside to the 3rd lane. So does Logan York. Garrett Maines is going to jump up to the middle. Making moves. All these guys mid-pack right now. 3 laps to go. Who's going to get it done? Here comes Matt Lee. He's going to make a charge from the back. So is Ron Morris Jr. This is far from over. 3 wide racing.
I think it's a little bit too early, but if I'm Devin Ray right now, I jump out 3 wide. Oh, man, he had it right there. Jeff Merck goes down to the bottom. That's going to shuffle Ray to the front on that outside line. Chris Carter going to give him a good push. Josh McCullough driving through. Oh, Chris Carter hard into the wall. Logan York hard into the wall.
Big wreck. The 2nd caution of the night is out. And we'll have to see what happened there. Logan York, yes, in it. Yellow flag out yet again. Chris Carter, right rear damage for the 25 machine. Matt Lee looks like maybe a little bit in his front end, but maybe got out of that one. Landon Veliky might have, Landon Veliky damaged to the right rear of his machine and to the front. Landon Veliky definitely involved in this one. Yeah, right, oh wow. Look at the right side tire. Landon Veliky completely sideways in his car. He has no right front tire right now, not even on the car practically. I'm surprised it hasn't fallen off yet. Heavy damage for Landon Veliky.
We're into green, white, checkered overtime territory here. What we do best, we always get down to the end, and it starts to be chaos, starts to be calamity. Man, I just wish that netcode didn't happen. That way we didn't have to see that coming. But great job, wreck avoidance. Garrett Maines, Tyler Vickery avoiding that big one. That was right in front of him, right in front of Garrett Maines. He gets out of the way. Ken McCullough with a great save as Garrett Maines was avoiding it. Gets down into Kenneth McCullough. He gets a little bit loose and saves the race car. Great save by Kenneth there.
Yeah, very great save by Kenny, and we'll show it to you guys one more time. Just a really vicious wreck here. It starts here with, I believe, Chris Carter. We'll slow it down.
Looks like Josh McCullough pushes Merck up the track in the corner, just no lifts him. Puts Merck up half a lane, and once that happens, it shuffles everyone up the track. Carter trying to avoid the people coming up the track, and Veliky's pinching down. He's trying to get that side draft. I'd be doing the same thing, just unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunate for Landon Veliky. Just got back in this race, as did many others, but second caution here of the night. We're going to go back live here, real time, and we're going to go to our first NASCAR overtime. It'll be the first attempt at a green-white checkered. When we go back green here, right now my monitor is showing Jeff Merck in first, Josh McCullough in second, and third, well, Devin Ray, I believe, might be in second. So kind of changing here on the timing monitor, but we'll get clarification here in a second. Nonetheless, Jeff Merck, you're being scored your race leader.
Man, sorry to cut you off. Josh McCullough getting the EOL for that, going to the back. Unfortunate on a green white chariot. He was running such a great race. All he was trying to do was just to keep the line moving. Just was a little over aggressive on the push, and it cost him.
Yeah, Josh McCullough now, you see him funneling on back. You heard it from Baker. He will be assessed the EOL, man. Late race EOL for Josh McCullough, and you do not want to get that penalty here late, but you see him going on back. We're going to show actually the replay one more time. Here is Josh McCullough. You see him. He is going to get Merck, like you said, out of shape here. And that's probably, yeah, like you said, ultimately going to cause this. He's going to push Merck up the track into the two of Devin Ray, and that's actually going to stack everybody else up behind them. And, good call there by Race Control. The 9's going to go back to the pack. You see the hood of Landon Veliky flopping around. A lot of debris on this racetrack, but it has been all cleaned up, and we are going to get set to go back green racing when we get around this 2.66 mile super speedway. Right now, Jeff Merck in the driver's seat. Devin Ray, he has been strong all night long as well. Vickery all by himself, and don't look now, it's your pick to win. Garrett Maines now in the top four.
Yeah, I'm gonna tune into the stream here, see what he's got to say. I know he's been down the entire race, and now he's just back in it. He's gonna be up top here with Jeff Merck.
Yeah, back in the race is Garrett Maines. That's going to also bring Mark Vondel back into the race. Is Mark Vondel also on the lead lap, but teammates with Garrett Maines, Mark Vondel is going to share that race pot with Garrett Maines if they're able to nab one of these payout positions here tonight. Don't leave us after this race. We're going to interview your top 3 drivers, and that'll equate to the top 3 teams as well. So we'll bring those drivers here into the booth after the race here tonight. We'll run you through the final finishing position, the leaderboard here as well. And, it's an awesome season here. The Little Dog, Big Dog series from McCullough Motorsports. And this is the culmination of season number 3. Glad to be a part of it here on the PGR eSports Network. As we have called all the action wire to wire, the very start of this season, and looking to hopefully call many more seasons to come. And let's see if we can have a great finish here and crown your Season 3 champion.
And I don't know about the decision to take the top by Merck. I know that the lane's been rolling, but I think the bottom's going to fly here. Vickery, a great pusher, and he's patient. And all of these guys behind him, as the pace car is going to pull off, aren't going to be. And they're going to be going 3 wide as soon as they can. And right behind him, Garrett Maines. He owes Merck a bunch.
Yeah, this should be very interesting. Merck maybe wanted Garrett Maines to be behind him here, I guess was his thought process. Right behind him, Ron Morris Jr., Richard Elliott, those guys also looking to win the championship. The green flag back out for what could be the last time here in season number 3. It's a drag race, the 60 and the 2. Everyone else, it's every man for themselves, every team for themselves. 2 laps to go. If we get the white flag, it'll be official here. Who's going to win the race? Who's going to win the will of attrition here? Devin Ray, Jeff Merck, the race is on.
Oh, big push down the backstretch. Garrett Maines. Oh, Devin Ray all out of shape. That's going to really check up the bottom line. If I'm Merck now, I shuffle down. There you go. Down towards the bottom. He's going to get a push from Devin Ray. Here comes a big push on the outside line. Who is that? Ron Morris Jr. giving a push with Richard Elliott. 3 wide towards the back lane of Velke. Austin Green not working. Matt Lee's got Logan York behind him. Will they step out, go 3 wide? Merck gets turned off the bumper. Down towards, he keeps it going. He's going to go back up to the top. That's unfortunate, Jeff Merck. But we're going to get to the white flag. Garrett Maines leading.
Ron Morris Jr. now. He is to the point on the middle. We talked about him earlier. Can Ron Morris Jr. upset this field? He's neck and neck with Pro Series driver Garrett Maines. He's getting a great push here from the 000 of Richard Elliott. Can Richard Elliott stay right there? Is he going to pop out? Here comes Matt Lee down the Alabama Gain Super Stretch for the last time.
4 wide towards the back. Matt Lee stepped out. I don't think this middle line's really going to break apart. Can Devin Ray give the push that Garrett Maines needs to win this race? Can he get him clear to the top line so he can block? If he can get clear to the top, Garrett Maines will win this race. I don't know if he's going to get clear. Garrett Maines going to get turned. He saves it. Comes back up. We're 3 wide in the middle. On the outside, there's the push. It's Ron Morris Jr. He's going towards the middle. I think Ron Morris is going to win this race. Ron Morris Jr. wins.
At Talladega, baby. Let's go. Ron Morris Jr.
Oh, unbelievable finish. What a race.
Well, we've done this one time before here in PGR. We're going to bring the guy that won the race right up here in the booth. It's Ron Morris Jr. with the win.
What's up, man?
Let's go.
Hell yeah, let's go, dude. Let's go. Let's go.
Ron Morris Jr., man, I'll tell you what, we mentioned you earlier and talked about you possibly pulling the upset off. What a last lap to the finish, man.
Man, that was awesome. I mean, I was going to push Garrett and, you know, just be happy with second, but, man, when he dropped down, I was like, oh, I got a chance at this. And, man, that was freaking awesome. That was a fun race. Kind of wish the caution that came out, but, you know, I hit all my pit stops like I needed to tonight. Man, freaking awesome. I'm stoked.
Man,
Hell
Ron, we see you burning it out down there. This is a live, raw, uncut interview. Race winner Ron Morris Jr. Not only a race winner here tonight, Ron, but you just won the team championship here at McCullough Motorsports. That's $1,000 to your team. And Kenny McCullough, a great job. You won the race, man. Keep burning it down. It ends some bad string of luck for you, man. And no one more deserving than you to be up here in victory lane.
Hey, thanks, guys, man. Thanks. Can't wait to watch this one.
Well, looks like you're having fun out there, man. We'll let you go for a second. Gather your thoughts here. We're going to bring you up one more time. Once you do catch your breath and you make your way all the way to victory lane. Keep having some fun out there. We'll talk to you here in a minute. Great job here tonight.
See you at the booth. See you in the booth, man.
Man, what a race, Baker, there at the end, man. It's awesome to call a race with an underdog to get there into victory lane. And, man, what a drive by Ron Morris Jr.
What a drive by Ron Morris Jr. And what a push from Richard Elliott on the top side to get him there. You know, you see Devin, he gets Garrett all sorts of out of shape coming out of the corner. Just on the back bumper, barely pushing and gets hooked. And then you see big push on the outside by Richard Elliott to Ron Morris. It clears him to the middle, and it's just all good from there. He has nowhere to really go, doesn't have to block anything. Richard Elliott gets turned right at the line. He finishes second. Unbelievable.
It really was, man. Oh my God, what a drive by Ron Morris Jr., Richard Elliott as well. I mean, he's going to be pushed across the start-finish line sideways by Devin Ray. So, man, we'll take a quick peek here, at this. We're going to bring up the teams real quick again. Okay, Ron Morris was your race winner. So, Team Ron Morris, Kenny McCullough Jr., J.R. Miller, that's going to be your championship team, taking home $1,000. Second place here tonight, Richard Elliott. He's going to get the job done all by himself. Man, what a drive for Richard. He's going to take home $750 for this team. Third team here tonight, it looks like Kenny McCullough Jr., but he's not eligible for that team because he already won it with Ron. So we're going to go cycle on down to Devin Ray here. So Devin Ray, he'll be in third place as a team. He gets the job done as a solo driver. And then the first team outside the money, it looks like Logan York's team. They'll split that $200. And then Ron Morris Jr., he'll take the top individual prize of $90. So, man, a big win here for Ron Morris Jr. and his team. Man, awesome job. I'll tell you what, I want to hop onto the track in this series maybe next season and try to get it on this as well because that was some awesome racing. Glad to see Ron Morris Jr. get the job done here tonight, and we'll go and try to get the top three here in the booth momentarily. Richard Elliott waiting, Kenny McCullough Jr. as well. So we're going to bring him up right now. Baker, I'll let you take this one. It's Kenny McCullough Jr. up here in the booth.
Hey, Kenny, it's Matt and Mike. What's up, brother?
Yeah, welcome to be here.
Well, I can't describe how crazy those last two laps were. You guys were patient the entire 100 so laps, and then you had the unfortunate netcode incident that happened, and then everything just unfolded after that. Talk to me through those last couple laps and where you wanted to have your car positioned at the end there.
Man, I did not want to see that caution with 5 to go or 6 to go or whatever it was. I wanted to race it out with 11 drivers, 10 drivers, whatever we had there. But congratulations to Ron, to my team. Man, that was intense there at the end. I knew it was going to get a little rough there. I knew it was going to get real aggressive. But Ron, bring it home for the team.
Definitely, and third place here, but first place for the team. Unbelievable drive by y'all's team. You stay committed to Richard because you knew he was pushing your teammate in front, and that's ultimately what got Ron clear to that middle line and had everything stack up towards that bottom and middle line. You just stayed committed, stayed on the bumper, had a clean race. Who'd you like to thank or shout out?
Thank Michael, and thank y'all for doing the broadcast tonight. Thank Kenny, Real, for doing the RC. Thank my team. Thank all these guys for showing up every week. Without everybody else, we can't put these on. Appreciate everything y'all do.
And that is your third place finisher, Kenneth McCullough. Thanks for talking to us, brother.
Yeah, that is Kenny McCullough Jr., and I'm going to bring up your runner-up here tonight. Man, Richard Elliott, you get that big payday finally in this series, man. How does it feel?
Shocking. I actually thought I had a shot there to catch Ron, and then they got me sideways, and then I was just hanging on. But yeah, it feels good.
Well, I'll tell you what, you did hang on, and you got an assist by the 124 of Tyler Vickery. You were completely sideways. We're going to show it to all our viewers here on the screen. Watch Richard Elliott right there. He's going to be in the middle of your screen in that 000. And wow, what a drive here. Completely sideways, getting pushed across the start-finish line by Tyler Vickery, man. And yeah, you looked like you possibly had a shot for a minute. That 2 car is going to come up the track, unfortunately. Oh, actually, it's going to be not Tyler Vickery. It's going to be Devin Ray pushing you across the line. There goes all your window flaps up in the air. Going to keep you grounded there, though. And, man, I'll tell you what. You did this all by yourself. You had no teammates here tonight. You might have needed them a little bit during the season to get here. But you came out here. You raced all by yourself. You had no help. Ethan Eckert suspended. David Cheats not racing. Man, I mean, how does it feel just to get this thing, not only to a payout position, but runner-up, and looks to me like $750 to the runner-up tonight.
Yes, sir. It feels good. Got behind on first pit stop. Want to give a shout out to Garrett, Logan, and Mark Vondell. We kind of got together finally and managed to stay on the lead lap. So we were glad to see that caution finally come out. Got us caught up. Uh, yeah, just my whole plan for the night was just staying out of trouble, and having a bad pit stop kept me out of trouble, I guess. So uh, I'm kind of speechless. Happy for Ron. Love you guys putting this on. Kenny for putting the whole thing on. It's been fun. It's had a lot of ups and downs. Luckily, they decided to wreck me close to the start finish line, and I got across this time. So all good.
Yeah, I was talking a little bit up here earlier. I remember the first season I was on your team in the series, and you had a great shot to win it in season number 1, and unfortunate event there at the white flag, and not able to get the job done. But bittersweet here tonight. Finally, maybe not the top prize in the win, but that's a win in my book. Finishing runner-up and winning that amount of money, and really deserving for you to go out there and get the job done. So awesome call, and awesome job to get your machine up there in second place here tonight. But before we let you go, Richard, anyone you want to thank and or shout out?
You guys for putting this on, doing the broadcast all the time. I enjoy it. Ron Morse putting his stuff on, Kenny for his, and John Ward. Wish John Ward the best. My teammates at, what are we nowadays? It ain't BAR. I don't even remember what he renamed it. Anyway, Aubrey and Justin, Ground Zero Racing. So that's it, man. I appreciate it.
All right, Richard. We'll go celebrate, man. You deserved it here tonight. Great job. We'll hopefully catch up with you soon.
Thank you.
That was your race runner-up of the evening, Richard Elliott, taking home Chris $750. But the man of the hour, and we'll let Baker take this one, it's going to be Ron Morris Jr., the 76 in victory lane here tonight.
Well, Ron, you got the Scott Boomkus scheme, putting it
Yes,
to
sir.
good use. Looks good out there.
Thank you.
Talk to me about that late race caution. What was going through you and Kenny's mind? I talked to Kenny. Kenny didn't want to see it. How did you view it? And how did you want to manipulate your car, manipulate your team up to the front that ultimately got you the win?
The last caution, the last caution.
Whenever
Well,
we
first
had
of all,
the first caution.
Well,
with
first
the big
caution,
neck.
yeah, we felt good about no caution coming out because we nailed our pit stops. We were out there. We felt good about our position. So when that last caution came out, we're like, man, we didn't need that. But and then I got caught up in that one after that, the second caution, and had to use my fast repair. But man, put 4 tires on it. Got my fast repair. Got a little bit of fuel just in case, and oh man, it was awesome. It came to the front, man. We just lined up good, man. And then there at the end, I didn't know what was going to happen, man. I saw him behind me getting sideways and everything, and I was worried that I was going to lose my help and get passed on the outside. But man, I needed this. I needed this. I took a little break and came back last week and got wrecked out of the money Friday night. Got wrecked out of the money Saturday night. It just got so frustrating. So man, I needed this tonight. It just feels good. It feels so good, man. We got 1-3, me and Kenny, man. Team Ron and Kenny. Hell yeah.
It's awesome, man. It feels great. When it rains, it pours too. Hopefully, it starts pouring in the right direction towards you. You had a couple bumper hooks on the bottom line that set you guys up in a good position. Richard Elliott, stay committed to you on the back bumper. Did you think once you got clear in the tri-oval that no one else had a shot at it and you were just staring straight ahead, or could you not think about it at the time?
I couldn't really think about it. like I said, I was worried about losing my help when I saw him get a little bit sideways behind me. But yeah, Richard was pushing the heck out of me. That was awesome. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Richard.
Yeah, and we talked about it. We like to see, we wouldn't call you so much an underdog. You're definitely one of the regulars, and you run up front, but don't get the luck that some of us that run up front get, and we get the golden horseshoe per se. So it's great to see someone who has the bad end of the stick most of the time get up there and get a huge payday for the teams, and hopefully we get to see some of that money shuffled out on Tuesday.
Nice one. I don't know. I lost a little bit of money last night, no, but I won a little bit today. But we'll see.
Yeah, it ebbs and
Anyway,
flows. It ebbs and flows. But before we let you go, just who you'd like to thank, shout out sponsors.
oh man, McCullough Motorsports. Thanks to Kenny and everybody over there, man. We just have a good time. That's what keeps me coming back, man. We just have a lot of good conversations and a lot of good times racing. If it wasn't for that, probably wouldn't get on here and do this most nights. And then you guys, man, PGR, love going back and watching the race replays, especially this one. So I'll be watching this one at my lunch break tomorrow. Ron Morris Racing, Ron's Race Paint. So come out and check us out on Tuesday night. Yeah, that's it. My kids for putting up with me doing this stuff. I usually do it after they go to bed, but but you guys, man, do an awesome job in the booth. It gives them something to look at. It's just about as good as watching NASCAR.
Definitely. Well, I would fast forward a few laps before you start watching the broadcast because it gets about single file for a little
Oh
bit.
yeah,
Once you
man.
get towards the end, it's going to be good.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you, it's past my bedtime right now. My eyes got so heavy whenever we were running single file, but I ain't tired no more. I might stay up another couple hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're definitely going to stay up, celebrate,
I was like,
enjoy it.
my kids aren't here, but I was like, dang, I wish my kids are here. I'd tell them to go get me a monster out of the dang refrigerator because I was getting tired. So anyway,
You stayed awake. You pulled through. You got the win. Congrats, man. And hopefully we get to talk to you some more whenever we do this Little Dog, Big Dog thing again. I love broadcasting it, and it's a great series that Kenny's put on, and can't wait to see the next season.
Yep. Appreciate it, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you, man. And that is going to be Ron Morris Jr. He is going to be the Season 3 winner. Well, his team's going to be the winner. Him and Kenny McCullough Jr. are the champions, team champions of Season number 3 for the McCullough Motorsports Big Dog, Little Dog Series. You see the race results right there. Number 1, P1, Ron Morris Jr. with an epic last lap. Richard Elliott, a great job by him as well. I'll tell you true underdog stories here, 1 and 2. Richard Elliott finishes in second. Kenny McCullough Jr. finishes the race in third, but team championship for him as he's paired with Ron Morris Jr. Devin Ray going to get in the fray as well. He finishes in fourth, and that'll be a team third. Logan York gets his team at least a couple $100 with his fifth place finish. Garrett Maines, man, got that break he needed with the caution, but unfortunately it was not to be on the last lap. He's going to finish in sixth place here tonight. Matt Lee, you saw him come and go in the lead, and he's going to finish in seventh. Landon Velicki junked up a little bit in one of the last cautions we had, finishes in eighth. Josh McCullough, looks like Austin Green not too happy with him after the race. Neither is Jeffrey Merck. He finishes in ninth, and Mark Vondell rounds out your top 10.
And in 11th, you've got Tyler Vickery, who was having a great run all the way up to his last couple of laps. Just unfortunate, got shuffled out with all that happening on the bottom lane. Just kept burying him. He's in a great spot. Unfortunate to him, but a good run nonetheless. The whole night, Danny Barnes stayed out of trouble, just never could get towards the front. Austin Green there in 13th. Jeff Merck 14th. He got spun coming to the white flag. Unfortunate. He finishes 7 seconds behind Christopher Carter, the first car. Laps down, he finished 4 laps down in 15th. Mark Math in 16th, and Christopher McCullough rounded out your 17-card field.
Yeah, and what a race it was. You see Ron Morris Jr., replay of him burning him down one last time as the series champion. His team, him and Kenny McCullough Jr. J.R. Miller, looks like he took a little bit of a break. He was on their team for part of this season as well, but this two-car horse right here of Ron Morris Jr. and Kenny McCullough, they have a lot of chemistry together as they race on the same team normally, and just by luck of the draw, we're drawn together for this series, and it works out here in the end. $1,000 plus with the race winnings as well, first and third here tonight for those guys. And man, it was a great race, great season here on PGR eSports. Thank you for McCullough Motorsports for having us call this one, and hope to call some more of these races in the future. And we went through some of the week ahead. It'll be Tuesday Night Thunder on Tuesday, Ron Morris Racing, and go figure, the guy that got to victory lane. And Baker, my co-host, he'll be hosting PGR eSports on Thursday night. So look forward to some race flyers here in the next day, and hopefully some really good racing, and try to mimic what happened here tonight. And man, Baker, it was a great night of racing. And any thoughts here before we sign off?
Just incredible race there towards the end. And just the big winners. Congrats to them, Morris and Elliott, Kenny, and Devin. There was some big payouts and a season worth of hard work, and it paid off. And just a great move on the outside line to get it all in there from the middle to the top lane off of 4. Just really impressed by the driving there. We went, 100 plus laps green flag, so we show that we can do it, and see if we can carry that momentum into Tuesday night and put on another good show.
Well, absolutely. Both of us will be there on Tuesday night behind the machine of this Xfinity Series car, I believe at Talladega Superspeedway for 60 laps. So, well, for myself here, Michael Triscaro and Matthew Baker at PGR eSports, that's a wrap on season number 3 at the McCullough Motorsports Big Dog, Little Dog Series. Ron Morris Jr., your season 3 team champion with Kenny McCullough Jr., and what a race it was. We're looking forward to some more races on the horizon this week on the network. Stay tuned for those, and Godspeed, everyone. We will see you all soon. Thank you.